Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 3 4. Everybody, microphone good?
Who's that pulling in your window now?
This is definitely 100%.
Nobody.
All right, talking to now.
Check. I think mine on. Trigger warning.
Check 2.
Can you hear right here, Dwayne? You hear? All right, we're gonna get you out that shyness. Don't worry about it. I got you. See you. Yeah, I've been letting you get away with it.
Snap! Look at that. She just ended that right quick.
I mean, he just asked you talking to Mike. You like, nah, I'm good. So you good? You good? Okay, good deal. We're good. All right, yo, what's happening, yo? It's Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
Yes, sir. We about to get this thing going. I know I said 8:30 today. I didn't say 8:30ish, but you know, we still dealing with daylight savings time. So if you put that in, we actually right on time. You feel me? So yeah, we're about to get this thing going, man. Please be a part of this conversation. 404-500-1605. I know you may have saw me post one subject for the night, but actually we have a couple of different subject matters that we're going to get into. UrbanAtlanta.com. You know, if you're having some issues seeing us here, please make sure you go there. Share it. All you have to do is look for Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo, and you will see it. So we're going to get this thing going since we are working on daylight savings time. Angelo.
What up, bro?
How was your week, my guy?
Everything was good, man. I had no complaints. The the weekend was kind of slow.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hey man, you all right? It's third week in a row. You good over there with the?
Man, stay out in the weather, man. That's keep fucking me up.
You good? We're gonna be all right tonight.
100 proof, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is
All right.
definitely listen to that.
Okay, Angelo, go ahead.
You're
Go ahead.
right. Number one, it was last week. That was JT always pull off some good excuse. Said daylight saving time was last week. Hey, but yeah. Anyway, turn this down a little bit, Dwayne. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. But yeah, everything was cool, man. For my week, I had no complaints. Had a good. Yesterday was cool. Yesterday was pretty cool because, you know, here at Uptown Comedy Corner, man, you just never know who's gonna fall through the building. So,
Yeah.
yesterday, man, we had old Boosie. Old Boosie was celebrating his 40th birthday here at Uptown, man, and it was cool. It was a surprise to him. He didn't know the whole family was gonna be here, man. So they got him good. They came in early and decorated, and you know, Boosie pre-ordered. It was his girl and folks pre-ordered the food for him, and you know, they took care of their business.
Boosie only 40? We gotta check that birth certificate.
No, he about 40.
Yeah. He said he turned 40, man, and then a man, what's his name, Pokey Bear. Pokey Bear, man, popped in. He was here just to support, and
That nigga tore this bitch up.
hey, did he not tear it up, man?
Hey, man.
Pokey Bear went, hey.
I couldn't even follow him. dog.
Listen, for those of you out there that don't know who we talking about, the song Side Piece, that's who we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the video. At the beginning, I thought maybe he had forgot the song.
No, sir.
But, bruh, he killed it.
Yeah, he killed it, man. Hey, man, when I say he killed it, man, he ain't kill it, he killed it with a T.
Still got a young nigga trapped in him. That's
Yeah.
the damn show. Yeah,
Hey.
I swear, it's still a young nigga trapped in him.
Yeah,
dog.
that jump was real cool,
It was
man.
entertaining.
It was
Like, you feel
extremely.
me? That one, he did it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, he got down now. He got down now.
It was dope.
Yeah, he killed it, man. So that was real cool, man. But I'm gonna tell you what. And then it had a magician. And when I say, man, if y'all go back and look on the page at what this magician was doing, that jump was absolutely amazing. This dude was doing some things that was just, I mean, he had Kelly Kells, had a hand open, had a turn it, had the balls in his pocket, and told her, now flip it over. And Kelly said, there better not be a ball in my hand. See, hey, man, that jump was amazing. And then the girl with the, remember the girl, she was doing the look.
Dick and balls thing.
Yeah.
Dog, he put balls in her hand and told her to act like she had a dick. And when she opened her hand, it was a dick in her hand.
See, that's why
Y'all know what kind of sex show y'all was at in Vegas?
a comedian can talk about me all night, Joan on me all night, but I'm not being the subject of with the magician. Because I feel like there's like some devil worship stuff coming in, and
Definitely.
I can't do that.
But I'm saying, all he did was the same stuff they said Jesus did. Like he turned water into wine out there.
Know the show?
yesterday.
Yeah.
He turned water into wine, bro.
Yeah, we gonna say that one.
Bro, okay, we're gonna say that. But did he turn water into wine?
He did turn water to
Turn
wine.
water into wine.
Another show, I promise you, I was looking at some old shows today. And there was a show me and Angelo was talking. It was just me and Angelo here that night, and he was talking about some untimely deaths and how, talking about the slaves on the ships and how they prayed. And I looked at him and I was like, man, I'm glad they're damn ain't here.
Right. We knew that would have went immediately.
Exactly.
I love y'all for real, though, man.
But yeah, man. Anyway, it was cool. It was a good show. Good night. Good weekend. There it is. That's his notes right there.
Ask a cop, brother. I already kind of know the answer, but how was your week?
It was a very good week in retirement. I will definitely shout out the new Black Panther movie. Oh man, that shit was like phenomenal. It was, visually.
Oh yeah.
And I just talked about the cast members.
Some of them had the same hairstyle that you got
I
right
didn't
now.
see a single hairstyle.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They had that one you got on.
They had a couple of hairstyles like me and you have.
Yeah, the bald head. Yeah, the bald head.
Only difference is we don't
What's the
have
one that was
tats
the
on
one
our
that was
head.
his, wife in the previous one. She just she was outstanding. She's probably the best actress in the whole show. Only way it could have possibly been better if Megan Thee Stallion was on. But it was a
What
good
she would've
show.
played?
Yeah, see,
Visually, a good story behind it was good.
I know, but when you say a show, when you call a movie a show, that take away from it for me a little bit, cause it do. You call
Well,
it a
show, I'm country as hell,
Yeah.
but show means translates the movie. But it was good. Other than that, got up at tree stand and dropped 2. And other than that, so I guess y'all will have some deer meat.
You got up a
Summer
tree
sausage.
stand and dropped 2. Oh, killed 2.
deer, yeah.
Oh, my fault. I was about to say, what the hell?
No, I'm not on the force anymore.
Hey, bro, you're gonna have to handle. I have a problem with deer meat. It's a little too bloody for me. I don't know. I've tried it. Yeah,
Somebody didn't prepare right for you.
Yeah, if it's
Somebody know what they doing with that deer meat.
it's good, boy.
That's a different level.
yeah.
They gotta know what they doing.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
long
Everybody,
as I-
you know,
long
one
as I
of
can
them
see
kind of meals.
As long as I can see the end result.
Know
I
what
don't
it
want to
is?
see it while it's cooking because
Not what it is. It's people typically, it's just like a lot of black folks, we fuck up lamb. Because lamb is meant to be medium rare.
Right. Most
And
meat.
the same thing with deer. It cooks fast, so you have to cook it differently on low temps or you flash fry it. It's like flash saute it in the pan, but you have the pan heated up real high with a little oil in it. And you hit it, flip it, by about that 4th turn, it's done.
well, invite us out to the farm, man.
Hey, we do a show from out there.
Yeah,
do a
I'm
show
saying,
from out
see,
there.
Yeah,
You
invite
say
us
that
out-
shit. You say
invite us
that.
out to the farm.
You ever seen somebody like what they call it something when they take all the meat and hair off of it?
Oh yeah.
You
yeah.
seen that shit? Yeah, I tried to see it.
I don't want to see that part. I
threw
just said
up.
invite us
I was
out
throwing
there.
up. Oh,
While he's doing that, I can be in another part of the house smoking a
Oh.
cigar outside or something.
No, you won't be smoking
ju-
in the house. I know that.
I said outside,
Outside,
smoking a
okay.
cigar or
You
something.
got
but,
plenty of corners.
Yeah, but I don't want to see you prepare it at all. I'm good on that. I saw a chicken get the neck.
Yeah,
head-
ring in the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sat at the table with a mound of chicken, and I looked at it and was like,
You fucked it
couldn't
up.
eat it.
He felt
I
bad.
couldn't eat it. No,
Or you can see with it. Yeah.
I couldn't eat it. I couldn't
It's
do
like
it.
you gone now.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Man, I went to Morocco and did like that to knock the flies off the chicken and ate chicken. So hey,
That's the movie.
You're a savage.
like Dave Chappelle says, Negroes are quite fond of chicken.
What about you, Tease? How was your week, brother?
Hey man, it was good, bro. I also went to see the movie. Did the whole dressing in white thing. Me and the wife, we went on out there to, give the tribute to Chadwick. I'm sorry, and it was actually pretty good.
Was it better than the first one?
That's
'Cause
the
I've
part
been hearing
I
people
was
say
coming
it
at.
was better than the
It's
first one.
Not, to me, it was
was?
not.
I
Really?
think it was, yeah. I think it was.
Wow.
To me, it was not because storyline gets kind of crazy. I don't want to give it away, but it's a good movie. I wouldn't tell nobody you shouldn't go see it. But as far as the first one, nah, I wouldn't say it was better than the first one. But I will say that there will be a third one. Just get ready for the ending. It will be a third one. I think they did a great job with in the tribute side of it. They did a great job with that. Overall, I feel that they accomplished what they needed to. There's going to be some people like me that's saying, I went thinking about the first one. Wasn't as good as the first one to me, but I would go see it again, put it that way. I would go see it again. Probably not for the price that I paid for the first one, but I would go see it again. That type of deal, But overall, it was a good movie. What else? Got nominated again for another award. Bosses and Bossettas. I think it has something to do with our podcast. I hadn't read the whole email yet. got nominated for another award that they actually want me to pay to come to the show. I have a problem with that. Let me ask y'all that, everybody here. You get nominated for an award. Then they tell you have to buy the ticket to come to the award show.
That's an invite. You ain't get nominated.
I got an issue with that.
You got
I don't care
invited.
if I won or not. Why do I have to pay? Yeah, right. Okay. I'm just making sure.
That's like buying your own plaque if you win.
It's a good friend of mine. Good cat. I know, and I want to support him. But you don't nominate me. Huh?
Have to
Really?
pay for the tickets? Pay for a ticket?
You might be paying for the food or something. Like
Pay for the actual Oscar.
the event. Drinks.
Oh, we gonna have to look this one up.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, I've got an issue with that one. I do, and I want to support him, but what if I go and I don't win? I done spent $100. Just to hear my name. I don't know. God, but thank you. Y'all basically just cemented what I was thinking. That's a little crazy, So
KK said it was better than the first. He thinks it's better than the first one too.
yeah. So
Interesting.
what's that?
KK was agreeing with them, said he thought it was better than the first one.
Better?
Oh, hell yeah. I would take it. Visually, the
And
actresses
again,
were on point.
The action scenes are on point.
and,
I don't want to give too much away, but
Angela
it
Bassett
just
was
kinda-
just on another level, man.
Oh man, let me tell you
Good
something.
God. Whoever worked them out,
Hey man,
it's like,
I don't know who
flawless.
did her hair,
the hair, dude.
but that was crazy. That part of it was dope, but actually for the whole storyline for me, it was a little sporadic, and it started getting fast and furiousness to where you're like, what?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that type of thing.
That last Fast and Furious was incredibly unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a good way.
It started getting.
It was
that way.
like, come
and
on,
plus
man.
you add to it, I'm not really that deep into the Marvel thing. I didn't really find out that it actually was a comic book until like a year ago.
Really?
Seriously, I had no idea that it was really a comic. So, but like I said, I wouldn't tell nobody not to go see it. You should go see it and celebrate it, man. Get dressed up, do the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get to our guests. We got some great guests in here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not getting dressed up.
Talking about the subject matter. This young lady over here, she is a invitee. She's a guest of our of Dwayne, right? You actually a guest of our engineer. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Charlie.
Go ahead. Keep on talking about yourself.
What you want?
Just you a mother? You
I'm not a mother.
Okay, well, talk about yourself. Tell her what you are,
I'm 38. I work in finances. Excuse me. I'm just laid back, cool.
Okay. We'll see about that because I came in at the end of the last show.
So you saw she not that laid back.
and
She
cool,
can get
son.
turned up. We saw you get turned up.
I am very laid back and cool, but
Yeah, wait till these topics start.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
It's about to go down.
We saw that part.
I
MJ.
just don't like to be groups. I'm not a part of y'all.
Oh, here we go.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I'm gonna ask you.
Man
what
down,
part-
man down.
What you are a part of in a little while. Ask a cop. You got your guest over there. Go and introduce your guest.
This is a
over
good
there.
friend of mine. Paula, we want to tell him about yourself.
Come to the mic. Come.
Pull that on into you. Pull it on into you. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Nah, it's still there.
How about now? Good. Paula Trotter. I work for an insurance company as a healthcare coding analyst. And speaking of Black Panther, my son, proud mother of one, who works on those shows. So he did Black Panther as well.
Is that right?
The first and the second one.
Oh, that's what's up. Did he do her hair? Angela Bassett hair?
No.
Oh, he didn't do it.
He's what
Oh,
you call a grip gaffer.
oh, okay.
Yep. I'm glad to be here.
I know some people that was cast in it, and it was funny. I was sitting. I look at movies like that differently. I'm looking at the cast, But the way their extras were, they were so far away. I said, man, anybody could have said they was in this movie. Like, hey, man, that's me over there to the right. You know, it was so far away. But
I used to say I used to put it on my resume that I was in Planet of the Apes.
So how can they tell you different, huh?
hey,
You can't tell me
they
that wasn't
cannot.
me.
They can't tell you any different because that one, I know some cats that actually say they were in it. They showed their little email that they got, but yeah, they were blurry. You know, they were blurry with some towels on. You know?
That was me.
Said that was me.
That was me.
And over at the outside table, they outside. We got Daryl Dam and my man Sugar Sean.
You saw Ray of Angelo standing ovation.
Yeah, go.
Can you dig it? Miss Anita, I love you, baby.
I knew what you meant.
Yo, we outside. You already know we in the building. Sugar Sean, let's get it. My weekend was crazy. Yo, my little mama got busy, so that's what it was. Great thing to see my little girl on her freshman debut. I call all y'all anyway, so it don't matter. But you know, it was great. It was great to watch her score 18 points in her first freshman game. It was good.
That's what's up, man.
On varsity.
So JT, go ahead and read your breaking news, man.
Yeah, man. We
Don't
just
put
got
it
some
out there
breaking
real
news.
quick.
It came on Facebook, so you know, Facebook you can, you know, it's
40-60, whether real or not.
but now it just came, you know, across the AP, the news break, and 45 is actually going to seek the White House again in 2020.
You shocked?
He gonna win. He gonna win. I'm voting for him. Yeah, man. I'm saying when they showed them sound bites, that they didn't show us when they was trying to establish the dislike for him. When they showed up, man, he was saying some real smooth shit. I'm telling you.
Man, if that's the case, Nino Brown could run for
No,
president.
I'm saying I'm saying, but even Nino Brown and Bumpy, nigga, people loved him.
Right, or Victor Hill.
Victor Hill.
They could run for president. I mean,
What's wrong with Victor Hill?
No. Victor Hill shot a bitch. Hell no. You can't let you can't let the nigga who shot a
Hey,
bitch.
crime went down when Victor Hill was there. That's all I gotta say.
He ain't in Clayton County no more, huh?
The first,
No, he's
the-
in
the-
the-
the
he's
fir-
gonna be in
the-
jail pretty
the
soon.
fir- The first time he ran, it went down. Not the second time.
Damn
The second time, crime in Clayton County been just as high as ever.
Nigga, oh, bro.
They wasn't scared. He shook him up the first time. He ain't shit about that second.
Bro, it's fucked up.
Them criminals looking like, man, please, you just got off a 34 count indictment. How you gonna tell us something?
Facts. But on the inside of that mug,
that's interesting.
dog, on the inside, yeah, Victor was different, though. It's like, on the inside, you had to fold your toilet paper to the shape of a V for his name. And if you didn't, and the guard came in there, yeah, you locked down for the rest of the day.
And they had to turn around. They couldn't face him.
Yeah, had to face the wall. And he'll slap the shit out you if you try to peek over your shoulder at him. Nigga slap the shit out you. Real slap you.
I don't know what we talking about.
Victor Hill.
I don't know
You
who
from New
Victor
York.
Hill is.
We know about
Sound like
Victor
my
Hill.
neighbor or something run the HOA,
Exactly.
but I don't know
Sound like a good dude.
what's happening right now.
That nigga was crazy though, bro. I'm glad they got him out of there. Facts.
So I think. we're
So
gonna-
Victor was crazy, but you would vote for Trump.
That's
That
what I'm saying.
That
but
jump sounds so
Trump
backwards.
ain't shot nobody, and no, Victor Hill.
As far as we know.
I know, but Victor Hill, goddamn, took one of the squad cars and put a Batman light in it, and when he cut the car off and opened the door, it played the Batman music, and he was taking that vehicle and pulling people over, cutting them off on the road and pulling them over. Victor Hill was something totally different. Like,
All Trump did was change his hotels into the White House.
no, I feel you. I understand the reasons why you don't like him.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the shit.
I mean, you talking about ego driven. They don't get much. They don't get much more ego driven than that jump.
We ain't had the most when he was around.
No.
Stop.
The most of what?
Money.
When
Access
who
to
was
money.
around? When he was around?
Yeah.
Absolutely
When he
not.
left. when
That
he
was
left,
because of the first administration. We all know that.
Because of Obama.
Every president has 4 years.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
after
Nothing
that,
do nothing
you
do
see
that
the remnants
goofball.
of whatever happened.
Yeah, I could dig it.
So this could be a lot of his fault going on right now.
He gonna win though. I'm telling you.
He's probably gonna win because
Yeah, he
Joe Biden gonna fall asleep, but it's all right.
I be seeing too many niggas saying they gonna vote for him.
So, young ladies, just so y'all know, it's called Classic Conversations because we just go all over the place. Yeah, it's not a circle.
We're gonna reel it back in.
It's not a rectangle. It just goes, and it just sometimes keep going. You know, it's like the constellations in the sky. What you think that you saw the Big Dipper, but actually it wasn't because that other star. It just keeps going. Can't connect the dots sometimes with Classic Conversations. But
before because we got to go to a break because we on a time. We under some new production instructions. So before we go on a break, we got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, close enough. Did you hear what he said? He would vote for this guy. What's your thought? I'm just curious. You seem like a very intelligent woman. What's your thoughts on that?
No.
But what's your thoughts?
I lean to it.
I'm not surprised. I think probably most people will vote for him again. I wouldn't, but and I guess depends on who the running mates are. But he has a good chance of winning again.
I'm telling you, big bro. You know, when I talk to you, I value your opinion and the direction of your mentality for the most part. You know, we ain't never had no back and forth. But I'm telling you, if you go and watch the sound bites that weren't heard, you feel me? Because it's like, it was almost like must-see TV having Donald Trump because you just wanted to see what the fuck stupid he said last night when you wasn't watching. I'm saying, just go and watch some.
I don't necessarily have to watch the sound bites because
Not the sound bites, like, I'm talking
I painfully watched quite a few of his actual conference. I painfully watched them in its entirety.
Really?
So I heard, because I like to hear, at least in the beginning, what people actually have to say.
So you never heard him say anything?
Well,
positive?
I've seen. Sure, he said several things positive. I'm not saying. I've always said the dude is not stupid,
Right.
by any stretch.
Right.
He's not a stupid dude. You know what I mean? I think he's an idiot, but I don't think he's stupid. And I think he knows how to manipulate things and manipulate people extremely well.
Right.
And so I've heard him say things and be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, but the follow through of said things is what I haven't seen.
Like, because all like when I go to look at certain things, I don't find any real positive things. So I'm trying to think, like, what positive, like, what positive? Because the White House to the hotel thing,
I think
about that if it meant a better position for the community, but what else?
The best thing I think, to me, the things he did in terms of releasing a lot of black people from incarceration for crimes that they never should have been locked up that long for, and then
Everybody do that.
and then the portion of, especially with the crimes that now aren't even crimes, you know what I mean? So I thought that was good. Some of the people he released I thought was good. I don't necessarily know what his actual motivation for it was because he could care less about us.
I was about to say he's good at playing chess.
Yes.
no, but I always
He could care
said,
less about us.
yeah, but I've always said this about Trump. I think he galvanized African Americans because before we've never been as together as we were when Trump was in office. I think now, granted, he didn't do anything good, but the good he did was being so foul. I think he took the tablecloth off the table, so just not African Americans, all Americans saw what was under the table, and it was quite ugly.
let me ask you this: do you think he did that on purpose?
Well, no. I'm not saying no. He didn't do it on purpose. He's just that fucked up that he aired America's dirty laundry for Americans to see because it's Americans, white and black, were under the pretense that the government had actually was there for them.
Okay.
And I think he pulled a lot of it off. He never he never drained the swamp as he said he was going to do, but the threat of it. And I think the main thing that you get out of Trump running, when nobody spoke out, the Republican Party, even Democrats, spoke out against him when he was in office, because although he was saying asinine things, they wouldn't really F with him, because what he said was true. There's so much pork belly politics going on that I think he put the light where it needed to be. And I think the best thing that could have happened to us, it's got to wrap it up.
We're going to
Get
wrap it
back
up,
to
but...
we have time.
So,
Okay. I didn't know.
so if that's the case, should we say it as if one thing we could say when Trump was in office was that we came together? But
Yes.
when you say that he galvanized us, it's almost like you're giving him credit.
And we didn't come together when he was in office. We came together at the end of his thing to get him out of office.
Yeah.
We didn't come together while he was in office.
Well, I think what it
I
did
want-
was woke a lot of African Americans up for the suffering that did occur. So much because he basically, racists took the hoods off, so to speak. And for the first time, because racist white Americans saw Trump as their savior and their champion. Oh, it's okay to come out the closet. And a lot of people came out and were who they actually were versus hiding.
And they still are.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I
think
think it's a
we
good
need that
thing
again.
because now Americans, African Americans, don't walk
think-
around just pie in the sky attitude.
What Trump did, I mean, think about this, and we're gonna go to break after this. But think about this. This guy said years ago, Daryl Down, that if you remember, Trump was a complete supporter of the Democratic Party.
complete.
He complete supporter of the Clintons throughout his running. Complete supporter. Spent millions of dollars. This man said, you know, if I was gonna run way back then,
He would run as a
I run as a Republican,
Yep.
and he did it, and he said what he would do, and he did it. What's wrong with that? No, what's wrong with it is it's just the blindness of people, because but the Republican Party, as you can see from the support of Herschel Walker, they don't care. As long as their agenda is pushed, they could care less.
same as
They
the
could
Democratic
care
Party, though.
less if it's
Same
an
as the
elephant.
Democratic Party.
If it's an elephant standing there.
Same as the Democratic Party.
No, it's
Same
not.
thing.
I'm
It's not
voting
the
for
same.
Kanye.
The
No way,
difference
no way,
is
no
you
way.
still get the
Black
same
people.
dick in your ass, but one of them patting you on the head while they do. That's the only difference.
Go Kanye.
Yeah, I just.
You're also missing that he never thought that he would win either. If you read his book.
Right.
No, he had no clue.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
no
that was
clue.
it. That
So
was
he
a
was
stunt.
unprepared.
I kept
That was a
waiting for him to
lead-in
back
for
out.
his next game
Yeah.
show. His
I
next show.
kept waiting for him to actually back out saying, yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. This is why America is so fucked up. Y'all voted for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at the look on his face showed that.
And it was said in
The
the
look on
book.
his face was like,
It
what?
was.
Damn, Mr. President.
Anyway,
Oh, shit.
let's go to this quick break, man.
Hey, we're going to talk about Nick Cannon when we come back and all the babies and if it's right and is this the new thing and yeah. 3 minutes. We'll be right back.
Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Hey man, welcome back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Caught him sleep. Caught him sleep.
Welcome back.
I see what number one fan was saying about me.
Look,
Shut up, number one fan.
look, just in case you didn't know, this show is live.
I'm reading what number one fan is saying
in
about
real
me.
time. So let me
Too
let me do it again.
funny.
So yo, welcome back, man. Welcome back. It's Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Asaka.
Yeah, we back. Ashley Cop is just, he joined us. So for the second time tonight, but we're gonna
Number one had him locked in.
We're gonna move on this thing. So listen, man. First subject we're gonna talk about is Nick Cannon.
My hero.
Yes, Lord.
Here's some of the headlines. And this is some of the headlines from the past. Nick Cannon welcomes 11th baby. Nick Cannon says he pays well over $3 million in child support.
Good God.
Then this young lady confirmed that she's pregnant with Nick Cannon's 12th child. And he was on the Breakfast Club, and he actually said the reason he has so many kids is the beauty of fatherhood. We're going to talk about that in regards to, fatherhood when your kids is kind of spread out through it.
Right.
What are we talking?
Country.
7 different houses?
Yeah,
maybe?
that's too
Because I
much.
know a lot of the women had multiples buying. So, we know the story has cleared, has a whole bunch of kids. And he seems interested in having more. Clearly has a different view of family and of fatherhood. Thing is, does he, is it something that most men wish that they could do, but because of financial restraints, they actually can't do it.
It ain't happening.
That doesn't let him stop.
I don't want none of that.
There's no way that Nick can spend enough time with the children. But isn't that exactly what society wants us to think, that black men are actually not fathering their children anyway? So is he just saying, you know what, since they think it, I'm going to show you that it can be done? In regards to the women, is this what the next generation of women want? Think about this.
Yes.
You can actually have children by a man and actually have enough money to where you can actually take care of your child and also live a lifestyle that a lot of other people could not live easily. A lot of women are mad at some of these women because they know what they're getting themselves into when they do this. But can't the argument be made that at least they picked the right baby daddy? There's a lot of women out there today that's actually having children by
Did
men.
they pick or he picked?
Well, they had. They still, hey, listen. Let me tell you something.
They picked.
I don't care how much you say it. A woman is the one that picks their baby daddy.
Fact.
Because a woman has the right to not go through with it.
She can't close her
So
legs.
it's her picking.
Yeah. She the only one.
Well, in some states.
She the only one. She got to, in order
in
for
some states.
for any child to be born,
You know.
she has to go to the hospital and make sure that child comes to term.
That's right.
Understandable,
You know,
but he has a line of
now-
women that I'm sure that he's interested in, and he picks the ones that he wants.
Yeah, he picks the one that he want
But
to
she
fuck.
got to go
Right.
with it, though.
Yeah, he picked the one that he want to fuck,
Exactly.
but they
That's what I'm
picked
saying.
him to
Right.
have the baby.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, he picks the ones that he want to fuck raw.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you ain't having no kid with
Exactly.
a condom on.
Yeah.
So initially,
Because he gives
doing
out
the-
raw
Yeah,
dick.
he's picking the women that he would like to be the mother of his
No,
children.
the ones he want to fuck. Well, yeah.
The ones he
No,
want to fuck raw.
That's what
he's
he
fucking a
doing,
lot
yeah,
of
he
them.
did say,
He's
yeah.
fucking a lot of them that he's
Right.
probably not having children by.
Right.
But the ones that he actually want to have children by him or be the mother of his children, he's actually picking those.
Right.
But the final decision comes down to the woman. And is this the new thing? You know, again, they at least picked a good baby daddy. You know, there's a lot of women out here picking baby daddies that ain't worth a damn. That's an argument that can be made. So with that, go.
Well, the problem is not picking baby daddies, is they don't value family like that no more.
Right.
So if you value family and the family structure, you wouldn't just be having a baby for a nigga. That's a valuable thing. Like you carrying somebody's child. Like, I mean, have you seen natural childbirth?
So now, who is it? Again, we're in a new, we're of age. We got gray.
I ain't that old.
There's a different, thought process now. The thought process on family is a little different now. Let's
Totally
face it,
different.
there's family now that actually they're not together. So
Totally different.
So
that's
she
what I'm
can't
saying.
say nothing or be upset at nothing if she sat there and was just like, I'm gonna have a baby for a nigga. I mean,
Well, ain't
at the
none
end
of-
of the
ain't
day, if
none
you
of-
carrying a kid, if you sit there, you get pregnant, right? You sitting there having a man run up inside of you raw. You ain't stopping him. You ain't telling me you gotta wear a condom. You held accountable for that. You the one that's carrying the baby
we talking about women that actually decided to do this with Nick Cannon
because he a millionaire.
instead of doing it with.
And are
She
these
ain't gonna do
women?
it if you got
What are the
millions.
profession of these women? Are they all Instagram models or what?
I mean, even that, it
that type
doesn't.
of stuff don't matter to a nigga who making money
Yeah,
like
he got
Nick Cannon.
$100 million, so he spent $3 million a year. You divide $3 million by 12 people. Well, some of them got multiple kids,
Right.
and then he got 4 with a billionaire. So that she don't need no child support. So you cut that back, that's 8 kids.
2.
He got 2 of her.
Two of
so
her.
then that's 10 other ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you give him $3 million, then he ain't got to give her no money. He's just having fun at the barbecue.
Goddamn
Family
right.
reunion, that's
like
it.
you're supposed to, like most men would.
Yeah, I mean,
Shit.
So
not
listen.
most, because I would not do that.
Stop. Yes, you
Oh,
would.
No, I would not.
You,
I don't know.
you're part of the.
I'm a part of them. No, I'm not having no other kids, bunch of kids,
No, not no bunch of kids. We talking about a bunch of fucking. We talking about a bunch of fucking.
I do a lot of
thing
fucking.
is,
Put a condom on.
and again, this is what I'm saying. With him, let's face it, we have financial restraints. He doesn't.
And also the women are established as well. These aren't like regular average women that he's dealing with. These women have businesses of their own. They have clothing lines or something. They've already been established. They may not have Nick Cannon's money, but they have more money than the average you or me. You know what I'm saying?
We
It's
got
not
Google
like they
that.
just regular broke chicks. Google.
Well, I mean, yeah, one
a lot of
one
them
of the
are
one of the
models.
women complained about that they didn't sleep. They wanted a wet nurse, and they didn't have the money to pay for it. So, if they are so in their career and successful in their own right, it seems like they could establish that instead of broadcasting that.
But
they need
what
this
they
help.
could have, I think they can. I think it's a level like they're complaining about. Like the Kardashians might complain, "Oh, I can't afford this vacation," but at what level? You know what I'm saying? Like they're wanting to be extravagant in the way that they do things. I don't think.
I mean, a
that-
wet nurse is a wet nurse. I don't think that's too extravagant. It's just like a nanny. So,
And nannies are expensive in a lot of
but
different
you
areas.
just got finished saying that they were established in their own right.
They may not have Nick Cannon's money.
Well, is he taking care of them?
You don't think he is?
Why would he provide a wet nurse for a woman who's tired and can't get rest and needs help?
So
You
I
believe-
don't.
you believe
I
that's
feel
the
like
case?
Nick Cannon. I feel like all the
That's what
women
she's. That's what she's stating.
Correct.
I can only go
That's
what
her
she's
being.
stating.
That's her
Exactly.
being a little spoiled.
That's what I'm getting to. I think that the women that Nick Cannon deal with, like I said before this, we've never heard anything in the headlines of them arguing, beefing with each other, saying stuff about Nick Cannon, putting his business out in the streets because he's taking care of something.
Hell no, because they signed the
NDA,
NDA.
exactly.
They signed the NDA.
They signed.
Well,
Yeah.
to whatever extent,
To whatever
they
extent.
laid down long enough to get pregnant, and it takes more than one time. He didn't just.
No, it
fuck
don't. It
with
don't take one time. It take one time.
He did not just fuck all them women
Oh
one
no,
time.
I'm
They
pretty
was
sure
all
he
back
fucked
to
them a
pregnant.
bunch.
Come
No,
on, man.
I'm pretty sure he fucked
These
them a
are
bunch of
ongoing
times.
relationships, so maybe she didn't get.
They all could get pregnant off of one nut though. Like he
You
can
know
nut
what
in
I'm
them
saying?
one
But
time and they get pregnant.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, he don't take care of his kids. That man got money. His first baby mama got motherfucking money. Like he
So
ain't
now-
hurting for nothing.
No, he's not.
So
You
let-
drink
so let-
Seymour, get them pregnant.
So
and he's continuing to have kids with the same women.
Right.
Even the woman that
lost his son.
the child.
Yeah.
But he ain't
just had a
marrying none
child
of
with
That's
her.
the 12th. That's the
And
12th
he
child,
has-
isn't it?
He ain't
has
marrying none of them, though.
multiple kids.
He
He
ain't
said-
married
but,
none of them.
but he's made it clear to all of them in the beginning that he was not going to get married again.
Right.
He said that from Jump Street.
He
Right.
said if
That
he
marriage
was,
is
he
not
was gonna
marriage
go
is
back
not an
to
option.
Mariah.
Yeah, he said marriage wasn't an option. Right. So they've all
Exactly.
accepted it.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if all women accept it, then why is Nick Cannon looked in some kind of negative light? I see what you said, number one, fair, but she called a man a whore
And
and
I
all
agree
that
with
stuff.
that.
But
Yeah.
they've accepted it.
I
They've
have my
accepted it.
man-
What's the problem?
Especially
I
when we
agree
have
with you,
all of
number
these
one
shows
fan.
that are polygamy this and
My
and
man,
my sister wife that. You know what I'm saying? And these are on the average levels.
Correct.
These are people that are on TV that live in the back country in a man that their husbands made their homes. You know what I'm saying? Not no lavish shit that these people are living in. So why is it that he's bad because he's black?
So is it? My
Nah,
man,
he's selfish.
it was like my man Reginald.
He's
he
selfish.
said,
How's he selfish?
I'm gonna tell you how he's selfish because you got 12, 13 kids. You can't possibly. It's a difference. You got a household, right? You got your kids.
You're making
question.
it. Go ahead.
Like, yeah,
Go ahead.
you say you felt it's on you. Say it. Say
No,
it.
go ahead.
No, say it.
No, go ahead.
No, please say it.
Maybe
I'm
he's
just saying
trying to create a
you're
mega race.
assuming that he's not spending he
It's-
may be spending more time with his kids than the average working man is with theirs.
That's physically impossible.
How?
When you
It's
got
not. It's
12,
not
when you
impossible.
got 12 kids, they ain't living in your house. You got 12 different people, 12 different personalities.
You don't know what-
got
you don't know
so
where
much
they're
time.
located at.
You only got but so much
He
time.
can
Now,
afford
what about-
$10
And
million
you got
in
4
child
jobs.
support. He can
you got
afford
but
to
so
fly them
child
out
support.
every weekend.
You got so much. You got but so much time to be with them kids, man.
What about
I mean,
the guy?
that's a
But what
fact.
about what
Okay.
about the average working guy
Thank
that's
you. That's my
actually not
point.
with
That's my
his
point.
wife or with his baby mother?
Or he's
What?
working 60 hours a week, and by the time he get home, he's going straight to bed.
He should. We mean he got 12 kids in the house.
So he only got 3
He got
kids.
3 kids.
Three
in the house.
kids,
But he
that's what I'm
spend
saying.
less time with his. Nick Cannon probably spend more time with those 12 than the average working man does with his ones that's right there in the house.
That's we assuming that.
That's
You
my
got
whole
12
point. You're
different-
assuming.
But that's 12 different people. You got to get to know their personalities. It's different between 3 people.
But there's
So I
multiple
mean, you
baby
got 3.
mamas.
I mean, that's
But
every one of those women
got
said-
multiple baby mamas.
every
you
one
got
of those women
12
have
kids.
said-
But you don't have 12 baby mamas.
But you got 12 kids.
I know 12 kids though, but
But
you
Future do too.
You're able to deal with 3 at a time, 2 at a
Nah,
time.
that's just
Why?
still
Why
ain't-
not?
But
Wait,
Future do too.
For me though, that's me. I don't think
He was going
that
there too.
And Nick Cannon
But-
got way more money than Future.
But the thing is,
money don't mean you gonna be able to spend
But
time.
see,
and
this is
set
what
a
I'm saying.
direction.
Is this the new? Because let's face it, man. we've talked about it on this show how many single mothers raising kids there are. Now, yes, there are men that actually are in the children's lives, but they actually don't actually live with, the mother of their child.
because-
But I think that's
so-
what's part of the problem because
'Cause our women
everybody
leave
that's here has said the same thing. They're basing fatherhood on how much money you have. He can be a millionaire and be a shit
Exactly.
dad. Just because he has money to pay for his kids
Exactly.
doesn't mean he's nurturing. I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but we're saying to give him a pass because he makes money.
Nah,
money
yep.
ain't got a shit to do with it.
That's not what I said.
No, I'm saying.
That's not what I said. What I said
I mean,
was,
what you were saying down
I
on the
said
end,
was,
I've got
we
your
don't
name,
know
but
because
you're
of
saying the money.
because of his wealth.
No, that's not what I said.
You say he was able to take care of it.
No, I said he's able to fly all of his children. If he has the capability to pay $3 million in child support, that man can fly all of his kids to one place at any given time.
Anytime
if
he
wants
feels
to.
Oh, so they all backstage
can-
are wilding out.
They might be.
Okay,
You don't know if they are or
Well,
not.
Show me that, then I'll change my
No,
tone.
no. The
12
point
kids
is, if
selfish.
he got 7 baby mamas and every one of them said, "We're amazed at how much time he spends with the kids. We're amazed at it."
They say this.
So they say that.
The
All
women
of
said
them.
this. All the women
All of
said
them have
Every
said it.
post that I've seen about Nick Cannon has
What-
been family pictures.
But
In some
there's
way,
women
shape,
who
or
are
form
married.
in the last 8 months.
There's women who are married who hardly see their husband with the kids, and they're married
Yeah, because
in the same household.
Nigga, if
Well, I'm
a
just
nigga-
What are you
saying what it
talking
does,
about?
though. But what it does is when you keep putting this out there as a norm,
It
and
gives a
saying,
false-
This is the way it should be.
No.
It makes it more desirable, and more people are saying, you know what? Fuck getting married. I'm just gonna do
But
it
who
that
says
way.
it's the
Exactly.
way it
That's
should
only
be
our
just
community.
because he's open about the way that he wants it to be?
That's only
he
our
can
community.
afford that.
My
And
thing is,
anybody
if you
who
celebrate
envies that and
something
looks at
that takes away from the normal, well, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I just believe that 2 people would be better. But when you,
Our people the only
I'm
people
just
that
saying,
think
if
like
you, but my
But
point
wait a
is,
minute.
if
How are
you
they
can't,
not? How are they not
You
two
said
people?
old-fashioned because
That's
How they not
that's
there
not
are
true.
religions that go millions
That-
of years back that say that a
And them
man
trailer
can have
parks
as
is like
many
that.
wives as he can take care of.
So that's
As
outside
afford,
our group.
not
Hold on.
nurture,
Okay.
not spend time with. It says that a man can have as many wives as he can equally
There's still
take
cultures that
care
have it.
of.
Koreans do the
And
same
if he
thing.
can
They have call them
equally
second
take care
family.
of 50 bitches and 100 kids.
but the-
Let
So
the
be
man
it.
do it.
So be it.
You talking about
Why is it our business? People envy that and they want to mimic that, and that's why it's an issue because they're making it normal.
Well,
That's
okay.
his
My
normal.
point is though,
My
but
normal ain't your
my
normal.
point is simply this though.
I love
it's
it.
okay when you Nick
I love
Cannon,
it.
you got that bank.
But my
when you
normal
got
ain't your normal,
Pookie from
and
the
I'm not
hood,
Nick.
when you have Pookie
I
from the
thought you
hood
said you
trying
was
to do
calm.
the same thing, and Pookie got 12 kids and don't even have a
said you was
job.
calm.
Come on.
You
That's
said
like
you
you
was
can
calm.
say what it is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you real
gotta
calm.
blame-
number
you
one
gotta-
fan,
but look,
speak up.
you
But
gotta
look,
blame-
call in.
If he got 12 kids,
going
That's
in
no
on it.
bullshit.
job.
See, that's what's wrong with us as people. You guys want to talk about the Bible and everybody, oh shit, pray,
didn't say
pray,
the
pray,
Bible.
pray. No, so many of us do. But when it comes to morality issues, we're getting to be just as everything you said is fucked up about Caucasians. We're becoming that same thing. When you bastardize anything, it comes to a point where you want to have structure. And I'm not
That's a
saying you
fact.
can't. I'm not saying
You
things
can't.
are all bad.
It
but I'm
is.
just saying we keep on putting things because the majority of us are not rich.
Exactly.
Majority of us we have a small middle class. We have a few that are 1%, and then everybody else is living at poverty or below. And so when you have those people looking at, hey, that's a way of thinking. Most times in those situations, it takes 2 incomes.
Facts.
Okay.
Every other
But
group,
then
every
that's
other group
not
know
that's
that.
Right, so
not
it's
my
a
business
false-
because you can't rationalize your lifestyle by looking at mine. You can't
No,
tell
I'm not
me
saying he's
that
bad. I'm not saying it may work for
He's-
him. I'm saying as a people, when we put it out there and we champion and you say it's okay,
Right.
and then the majority of us aren't living on any type of a
But
level
why is it
that we
not
can do
okay?
that.
It's not okay.
No, I'm
Because
not
the
saying
majority
it's
can't
not.
afford
Everybody.
it?
I'm saying for the ones in the hood. I'm not saying for a Nick Cannon or anybody else that's making that kind of money or a ball player.
As a
or
very,
whatever,
he's a part
or-
of a
or-
negative.
or
He's a part of
rapper.
a less than 1%
Yeah,
top.
exactly.
Right.
So
But
the
that's
majority of
what
African
we're talking
Americans.
about.
But you're pushing a false.
No, but I'm saying, but
you can't
when you
put-
paint a picture and you put something out there as a positive, I'm not talking about people at this table.
You can't-
Okay, I know you as a dad. I know you. I know you. I know.
Right,
I don't
right,
know the
right,
name,
to an
but
extent,
I damn sure
yeah.
know Sean. and I know you as a mother, it's okay. But when you have the infecteds and people like that take that to heart, and then they start saying it's okay, and then you have somebody that, you know, don't have a pot to piss in or one to throw it out of, but yet he's bringing 5, 6 kids into the world
That's
or
right.
more, that he's, oh, well, it's okay. Shit, it's okay.
No,
They say
that's not
her
what that's
fault.
not
But
that's not what was said.
He's saying that it's pushing.
Yeah,
it's
that's not what was
pushing
said.
Nick
Nobody's
Cannon to the average
What you
Yeah,
trying
but
to do? You're trying to
can't
compare
compare Nick
apples
Cannon
to
to the average
bread.
person.
Like that's
Nobody
what I'm saying.
nobody's
That's my
saying having a
whole
bunch of
point.
kids is approved.
No,
What
there's
they're
nothing
saying-
wrong with
what
having
they're
kids.
saying, I think what she's saying, what I'm saying is, if Nick Cannon is the exception in terms of his financial
Definitely.
well-being, so if he can do that, how are we saying he's all these negative things? And what I'm saying, no one is saying we're saying that's the right thing to do. That's the norm for people to just, if you're not able to do what Nick is able to do, then no, that's not the right thing.
Okay, then that's
If
what I'm
you're
talking
not
about.
if
I
you're
have
not
no-
able
okay,
if you're not
there we go.
able if you're not
There we go.
able
That's my
to
thing.
provide for your kids, but when he said he's selfish, no. You don't know what time he's actually putting in with those kids. And I'm saying I know for a fact there are men who are married and they spend very little time with their kids. Very little time. A lot of times the mother feels like she's a single parent and she's married and the dude is right there in the same household, but she feels like she's a single parent. And married women they know that. This happens all the time. You know what I mean? So how is he selfish?
I'm not
How's he
I'm not
selfish if he's
attacking.
able- if
I'm
he's
not
able to
attacking
give
him.
that time?
For the average person just ain't gonna work.
I think
He's
what
not an average person.
So what he's saying, it
I think what
pushes a false
Asakop is saying
narrative.
is that because it's put out there, what he's worried about is that others that actually is not in Nick Cannon's place can say, "Well, I can do that
But
too."
they already
Thank
doing
you,
it.
JT. Thank you.
They're already doing it.
And then that's where I was going to come back to is that there's a lot of guys out there that have multiple children,
But they
by
justifying
different
it.
women.
But they
Yes,
justifying it by he's
by-
saying
by-
that
by
why you
Nick-
glamorize.
They're not justifying it
he's
by
saying
nothing.
you-
They've been
when you
doing it, bro.
glamorize Nick Cannon, right? Okay, Nick Cannon got his situation. He got millions of dollars. Boom, you good. You good. Now you talking about the average dude. All right, well I got 4 baby mamas. I got about 8 kids. Well, shit, I'm good too.
So they just
It's
start with
the
Nick
mentality-
Cannon?
It's the mentality by saying that. Yo, we saying, look, Nick, you could do what you do, but I'm not gonna say it's all right. Because it's not all right for me, right? I'm gonna keep it real. It ain't all right for me. I got basketball games to go to. I got football games. I'm doing it with 3, and I'm wondering how the hell we gonna juggle that. Me and my wife to juggle 12. I can't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that anybody else that doesn't have the proper intellect is gonna be able to understand that.
I'm saying-
You understand what I
And
mean?
that's cool, but you call the man selfish. And I'm saying, how is he
Because I
selfish
feel
if
like
he's able to do
well,
it?
okay, so if I had 12 kids, I would be it would be selfish. You know why? Because I know me as one individual,
Right.
Can't give them
personally,
what
I
they need.
cannot
Right.
physically
'Cause
be
your money
there.
ain't right.
It ain't about money
Yes,
ain't
it
right.
is.
No, that's what I'm getting at. I'm talking about the mentality,
Time.
me spending
Quality
the time, me
time.
setting
Right.
the direction, me kicking with all the homework, me talking to them about life, me kicking with all of them. Somebody getting left out. So I want them to know, yo, this is dad. This is what dad thinks. This is who dad is. Because I actually spend time with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
But my
I won't be able to do it.
Okay. So what makes that different? What makes that different from the football player that's gone majority of the year? What's different from the NBA player that's gone majority of the year? They're selfish because they
I
don't
have a
spend no
question.
time with their kids. They hard. Look at the NFL
So
coach.
how do you
The
know
NFL
that?
coach gets his off day because they tell you that, Joe. What are you
tell
talking
you,
about?
nigga.
So why
say
they
all the
got
time.
money? So
Shannon Sharp says all the time. He talks about
You
the
just
fact
like
that,
to
hey,
be
when I was a
contrary.
football player, I was a horrible parent
Right.
because I didn't care nothing about. I only cared. I focused on the game.
So they shouldn't have
And
had
mo-
kids
and mo-
until he finished them playing the game.
And then you
But
have
my-
like
my-
Dwayne
You
Wade.
don't got time to
Dwayne
focus on
Wade
my
with
point.
all them
My
alphabets.
question, you're saying all of them are selfish because they're provided, but they provided for
No,
their
but
kids.
that's not providing. Providing don't just mean financially.
Bro, you sound
Providing
like a
mean-
woman.
I know
And
I
Dwayne
sound
Wade
like a
with all
woman.
those
Providing means
alphabets.
You, as a man, you provide direction. You provide certain. I see you with your kid all the time. Y'all providing knowledge.
No, but
So at the end of the day, if I know I'm gonna play football like Derek Jeter played baseball, Derek Jeter waited till the end of his career to go out and start a family because he knew he was focused on what he was doing. Right? If you focus on your career and doing what you got to do, and you ain't got you got time. You ain't got time for that because you focus on that. You don't have the
Derek
energy
Jeter
to
was
do
a
that.
playboy.
Right.
Derek Jeter was doing. Derek Jeter was doing. Jared Jeter was a straight up playboy. That's why it had nothing to do with that junk you talking about. Jared Jeter was knocking them down left and right all over the country. Come on, bro. Let's keep it real.
He did that before he had kids.
But not
He
only
didn't do
that-
that with his kids.
No, not only that.
That made my point.
Yeah, bro. Listen.
That made my point.
If a nigga
have a question.
Hold on, lady wants to speak real quick. Let the
Yeah,
lady
if a
speak.
nigga have a baby, it ain't like
So
especially
that-
if he's providing, nigga. He
Provided
trying
what?
to-
Go ahead, she's
If
gonna
you're
speak
not
to the
dead.
job.
If
Hold
you
on a
ain't
second.
dead, what you
Hold on,
providing?
hold on.
So
place
does
for
it
them
make
to
a
live.
difference if a family, like if a couple has 15 kids, is that different? And they're middle class, lower middle class, and they can't afford all the kids, but they are having 15, 16 kids? Is that different than Nick
No.
Cannon? Who
That's a major difference.
Wait, then Nick Cannon, who can financially support these 12 kids that he has?
I'm not
Because
attacking.
I follow a couple of people on Instagram that have 10 and 15 kids. There was even a show, John and Kate plus 8. And then
Right.
after
She had all them babies
and then
at one
after
time.
but then after that, that's what I'm saying. Is there a difference in the time frame that the kids are born or the parentage? Like, is it different
Okay.
if me and you have 12 kids and we can't afford these 12 and Nick Cannon has 15 and he can afford 32?
If you had 12,
Okay, let me say this. Let me
selfish.
say this because it got. JT understood what I was saying. It's cool for Nick Cannon. It's cool for what's that ever that rapper?
Future.
2 Chainz. Future. Yeah, Future. No, okay, I'm just saying that. But when you have somebody that's in the public eye and you know how a fraction of our culture is, when they see something, they emulate it. P. Diddy could take a piece of dog shit, dip it in platinum, dip it in diamonds, and half of the hood would go out and get a diamond crusted piece of
So
shit.
would you feel better
Well,
if
that's
Nick
sad
Cannon
for
made a
them.
public
Oh no, I'm not
an
saying that.
announcement
All I'm
of
simply saying is, and I've been steady on the show the whole time. I think that when you're black and you make it to a certain level, you owe it to your people to carry yourself in a certain way and speak in a certain way
Hell no.
and handle yourself in a certain
And
way.
he's doing that.
So your people, when the young ones out there, the young brothers in the hood, the ones that, because I'm telling you, I've gone on calls where babies have a diaper on and you pull a diaper off and the skin comes off with the baby. So like I said, there's so much shit that goes
Nick
on in the
Cannon
hood.
all them
Sometimes
kids,
people,
each and
I'm
every
not
one of them
saying
kids
him.
has a personal
He's taken
nanny
care of.
That's not
and
taking
No,
all
I'm not
care of.
saying Nick's saying. I'm
That's not
saying
taking
what
care
it
of the
does to the
kids.
culture.
The reason
But
so many.
wait. I like her question. In regards to the statement, ask him if he would be okay if he.
Oh, so would you prefer Nick Cannon to make a public announcement, a statement saying that I'm having these 12, 15, 20 kids because I can, but it's not good for everyone else?
That's a fact because he's a
I would
polarizing
like
figure.
it. Now, I think that would be responsible.
Right.
I think that would be very responsible.
He's a
because
polarizing
I'm
figure.
not talking about everybody knows Nick Cannon can afford it. Everybody knows P. Diddy can afford it.
But then
what
my
I'm
next
saying-
question is, then why do you expect him to do it when everybody should have common sense?
I'm saying no. The
You
problem
know
is
exactly
the
who
problem
it
is
And
the
not only
majority
that,
of our
if you're
women.
gonna ask him to
Infected
make a-
shoot
wait,
each other every day.
If you're
but
gonna
then
ask
you
him
want
to make a public statement about that, then you're gonna ask him to make a public statement about everything that he has, his home. I know I
No,
have a
I'm
big
not
ass
saying
house.
that. I'm
you
saying
can't
as a-
afford it.
What I'm
but
saying
I
is-
have it. Let
no,
me
what I'm
just
saying is-
put
But
that
you know what
out
though?
there.
That is a good point
come on,
because
man.
she's right. If
Because now
like
he's
you just
justifying
said,
what
if
he's
P. Diddy
doing.
went out and grabbed some shit and dipped it in diamonds, should he make a statement that, hey, I
I
can
can
take
dip
some
it.
shit and dip it in diamonds,
Well,
but you
okay,
shouldn't
this is
do
what
it.
I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Everybody in here always wants to say, oh, black power, we together, we together. It's bullshit. Because every time something happens, we know for a fact, when Jordans come out, a $500 pair of fucking sneakers come out, all them said it wrong. The infectors will go out and they will pay $500 for a pair of sneakers, and they ain't got a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of. And that's a culture that exists. So when you get to a certain level, you owe it to your
don't
people.
say Jordan, say Yeezy.
There's
Okay,
a lot
I would
of
hope,
niggas
I would
Yeah.
hope that people, I hope when people get to a certain level, and I know I would, if you get to a certain level, you owe it to carry yourself in a certain way. I know when you're young, you're gonna make mistakes, but look how Jay-Z's coming out walking and speaking differently.
Let me ask you. Let me
That's
ask.
because he's a part of a different type of organization. But if I make it, I ain't gonna never apologize to nobody about how I live my life
It's
and
not
spend
how
my
you
money.
live your
You
life.
can't do
It's
it. That
not
don't mean I
saying
can.
The life is wrong. You're missing what I'm saying.
All right, let me ask
What
a
I'm
question.
saying is,
Do you have any
speak to
kids?
the people.
I don't.
You don't have any
Why
kids.
do you have to speak
so
to the
it's a
people?
different thing when you have kids to take care of
Black
them.
love.
It's not.
Worry about your brother. If your brother's so damn
here-
ignorant,
here-
he'll pay 500
no,
some shoes.
here's the
and
problem.
Give him a fucking apartment.
Here's the problem
Got a
with
$60,000 car to get him.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. What you're saying. What you're saying
Ooh, it's
is
getting hot in
having
here.
to speak to the people. What you're saying is you have made a moral decision that what he's doing is wrong. And
No, I'm not saying it's wrong.
but that's what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
okay.
And my problem with our
I'm
people
not
is
saying that
who are
it's
we to
wrong.
question him and say
I'm not saying
that's
he's
wrong? What you
I
said
just-
was you
what I'm
said.
saying
But he's
is,
making a point.
When it appears,
So why do we
I'm
have
not
to
saying
make it
for
a-
him, but I'm saying when you got somebody that's living.
You said when you
in
get to a certain level.
living rent free in a government sponsored apartment, and he goes up thinking, okay, it's okay for me to go out and get 8. No, get a job or get Nick Cannon money and then have 8, or even get. And I'm not just saying for Nick Cannon. Anybody before you bring another child or a responsibility into the world,
That's
have
right.
some money in your bank, have some
That's
money in
right.
your pocket. Get out of the mentality, drive
Well,
a
the
fucking
difference
whip,
between the
but you live
average
in a
person
fucking
and Nick
apartment.
Cannon is
How
Nick
ignorant
Cannon
that
is
shit?
doing
How
his
you
shit
comparing
planned
it to what
out.
he's doing?
The average
I'm
person
not saying
are
him.
having
I'm saying the
kids
culture.
unexpectedly because they like the feeling and the vibe of fucking. It don't have nothing to do with what Nick Cannon got going on.
No,
But now,
When somebody
and-
sees
but
that,
and I get what you're
no.
saying. But the thing
They
is,
ain't have- they
we're
ain't
gonna go
fucking
to
just to
break,
have a
but
kid.
I get what you're saying.
Do you think you just
But at the same
You
time,
fucking, you want to
you're
fuck? You ain't got no
basically
kids,
saying
right?
that because certain people are going to follow these people, that these people basically have to keep their lives under wraps.
No, I'm not saying. That's
what you're saying.
No, hear me
I'm
out.
saying.
No, hear me out.
Listen,
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because
what he's saying.
I get
Listen to what he's
because other people are
Once
going to
you're
follow
on,
them.
once you're on,
But now what you're saying, and I do understand what you're saying. There are people that will, hell, there are people that look at me or look at Angelo and say, shit, I'm getting that. Oh, shit, I want to get me some of them Jordan, Michigan joints, even though I can't afford them. But does that mean that Angelo should not wear his...
No, I'm not
But
saying that.
listen, this is...
But that's
I know
what it's
you're
coming
saying,
across.
But this is... But
Yes.
this is you when you say that, you're basically saying that these people that actually can live their life can't live their life.
No, okay, this is what I was saying.
I don't think
would
that's what
say
he's
this.
saying.
I would say this.
No,
I think
I'm
when
living my
people,
life like
I
this.
think I would hope when people make it to a certain level, they take time to get back to the community. It's not enough to say, oh, I support Black Lives Matter and do this shit on the sidelines and go down for one knee. When you have a voice and you have a platform, you should use it for the people.
Maybe
I'm
you
not
should.
saying
So let me ask you a
I would
question.
hope. I
It is
said
about
I would
because-
hope that people do.
Can I ask a question?
Okay,
But
you got
does
all up in arms about the damn governor's race, but you saying act like a bunch of act infected. But when it's certain times, like let's get together, group together, circle of wagons, when we need to carry ourselves in a way that the poorest amongst us, that's what's fucked up. We've left them behind.
So wait,
nobody gives a shit other than if they
we're gonna go to break, but before we go to break, this is what we're gonna come back with. If you make it in life, should you slow down
to
and
appease
act
others.
as if you don't have it, so that the ones
No,
that don't
no,
have it, so
No,
that the ones that don't
no,
have it
no, that's
won't
not what he's
follow.
saying.
We'll be right back. 5 minutes.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Yo, but the thing is,
You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae and low. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
All right. We back real quick, man. We back live, LJ. JT will be back in a hot second. Our guest, Charlie, had to leave. She has to be to work early in the morning. Showed appreciate her. JT had said something about we're going to come back with.
Before you leave, JT.
Of course, I don't remember what the devil it was. Oh, do you have to change your lifestyle? Which is what I think MJ's saying. He's saying he's not, but That's what I feel.
I just think-
I feel like you don't have to change your lifestyle. I think Nick Cannon is showing his freedom, and to me, how do we deny or judge him by saying I'm free to do whatever I want to do? You know, I'm with these women. All the women know it. He's not like he's hiding it. It's not like he's lying to them.
They're in agreement.
He's being open with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think he's doing everything that, you know, what women would always say, just be honest with me. Tell me the truth. Well, doggone it, he's doing it, and we're still condemning the man for it. Go ahead.
What we gotta understand is, I like this mic. Nick Cannon has put himself out there for public scrutiny. If you take yourself and you put yourself out there, and this is the narrative that you're pushing, your publicist. There's a lot of celebrities that got a lot of kids. There's a lot of celebrities that got a lot of baby mamas. He's pushing a narrative of like, yo, I got a tribe. I got 12 kids. I want to have more. But you know what Mike is saying makes sense, because even if once you push in that narrative, you should also be able to say, well, I could do it. I'm not telling y'all to go do that, but I could do that. Because just like anything else, at the end of the day, if I'm watching, you know, a lot of people don't have the right to have the discernment, right? To sit down and say, yo, let me watch this, and you be like, oh, this is just entertainment. Oh, this is just whatever. They utilize that and say, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm gonna use this as a crutch and say, okay, yeah, this validates my ignorant activities on me not being there. Cause hey, Nick Cannon did it.
But Nick Cannon's there. That's what I'm trying to say. You guys are saying it as if he's some deadbeat father. Not one of those children's mothers have said anything negative about the man being a father. Opposite what somebody said earlier about what's the rap Future, who was just the opposite. Right. They've said he's not there. He doesn't play a role in their life. This guy's
I wasn't saying
there.
about
So
him as a father. What I'm
look?
saying is that when you set that up and you're in a public figure, okay, I'm not talking about white people. I'm not talking about Chinese people. I'm talking about as African Americans, we have a lot that's wrong in our community. We say it on every show how we've had rappers come on talking about how rap songs negatively influence our youth. So when our youth see things that can be construed, and I'm not saying he's a bad dad, I'm just saying when you start putting large number of kids out there and you don't even have a job, I'm worried about this becoming a trend, just like kids will go out and kill each other over $600 sneakers, or, you know, not have food, but, you know, you see the infected, when it comes, they'll have layaways on for the whole year, but the kid doesn't own a book, okay? And so my whole thing is that there's so much wrong with us as a people. I would just like for, if you get to a certain level, just like Shaq, people can talk about Shaq, but Shaq speaks out. Like the tennis shoe situation with Reebok, when a mother stepped to him and said, look, you making these kids to these shoes, and they going out and killing and stealing for it. And you know what Shaq did? Shaq walked away from a multi-million-dollar contract and started putting out a cheaper shoe through Walmart. And I'm not saying like that's what he did. And I think if we voice it and speak on it, more African Americans that make it to that level. Like Jay-Z. Jay-Z could be ignorant, but no, Jay-Z earns it. He's a billionaire, but you know what Jay-Z, more than he's ever done in his career, he's coming back and trying to reach back and talk about, you know, black entrepreneurship. He talks positive, and I'm just saying.
Okay, well, maybe Nick Cannon will get to that point, but if you want to ask Nick Cannon to make a public announcement about all the children that he's doing, then why don't you ask Future to talk about and make a public announcement of that? Don't have these many kids that I've had because I don't take care of them.
But let me ask you this question, based on what you said. How is it that Nick is not setting a good example to these same black communities y'all speaking of if he's showing the opposite? He's saying, yes, I'm having multiple kids. However, I am financially and personally taking care of those kids. Not just financially, I'm there for my kids. I'm taking them. He takes multiple kids out to Disney, and he's being a father to the kids. How is that not? How do we not say that's a great example of what it is if you can have the multiple kids? You guys are making it seem as if Nick is starting a trend. Fellas, These guys been having sex and having multiple
Babies
kids
for a long time.
forever. This just didn't. It didn't just start. Nick Cannon didn't start something. You know, like I know, there's folks out there right now with 10, 12 baby mamas right now and ain't seen not one kid in forever. Not paying not one little child. You know, there's guys who get fired or quit jobs as soon as the child support hit the checks.
Right.
Y'all know this.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we're talking about a guy who's taking care of his kids. How are we condemning him for that?
I'm not
I don't
condemning him.
understand that.
Because
not-
But
they're
I'm saying,
haters.
What I'm saying, how is
saying
that not an example? How is he not
It's
providing
not.
a good example of if you're going to do this, this is how you do
But
it?
he's not saying that though. He said he not.
He is. What do you mean he's not saying?
showing
He's
but
doing it.
What he's saying is, if you be more proactive in that statement, then that's what he's trying to say. Like, first of all, the Shaq sneakers
How
was
much
ugly,
more
so
proactive
that's
you wanna
another reason the hood didn't like the Shaq sneakers. He should have kept Reebok. But what I was gonna
That's
say,
why he had to sell them.
that's why he had to sell them sneakers.
nobody
Because
go
nobody in
buy
the
'em.
hood was buying them Shaqs. Unless when it was a Reebok pumps or Reebok, we had them joints. It was in the hood. It was in rap videos. Yo, I was like, I need them. He went to that $5 joint at Walmart. He's like, nah, it's gonna hurt. You know, cats was spraining their ankle on the court. I mean, he started more problems. But what I was gonna say was this though. I forgot. We're gonna go back to it. But what's going on? A lot of you're pushing a narrative that is not viable for everybody in our community. You understand what I'm saying? And what he's saying is it's not, a lot of people, it's not justifiable for them. Right? Those guys that made those mistakes and was fucked up, we not popularizing them. We like, yo, you fucked up. So Future's not out there saying, yo, I just gonna keep making kids, have a bunch of kids and not take care of them. You know, you just found out he had a bunch of kids. Nick is like, I got 12, I'm about to have 14. Oh, yo, kudos to you. If you want to have 14, have 100 of them motherfuckers. You can take care of them financially. You feel like that's being a father. God bless you. I can't knock what he do as a father. I don't know. But I know that the average Joe can't do that. Because in our households, 2 incomes, then they can't support 1 child.
So let me ask you this.
That's not Nick Cannon's responsibility.
Right, what we're saying is, but you pushing the narrative.
How is he pushing the narrative? He's living his life. He's doing his thing, and he can.
We're thinking that the narrative, or what you're saying is the narrative that he's pushing is, you know, have all these kids, you can't have them, but I can, type of deal. But what
Think
about
of some
the guy,
jealousy there.
What about the guy that's out there? You know, we'll say an athlete. He's not pushing the narrative that he has a whole bunch of kids, but he actually has kids, and he's not taking care of them.
Hey, listen, he not the one on the TV saying that I got a bunch of kids.
But it's on TV that he has a bunch of kids.
But you don't see that many of them. How many of them you see that's on TV that they talking about? Antonio Brown, you find out he had a bunch of kids. He don't keep saying I'm having more kids. He try to leave that alone and talk
That's
about
it,
Why
but
is it a
that's-
problem? He's saying he wants to have more kids. Why is it a problem?
Yeah.
Why is it a problem?
Why is it a problem?
Yes.
I'm not saying it's a problem. Is he taking care of all his kids? I don't know. Is Antonio Brown taking care of all his kids? I don't know.
I'm not talking. Antonio Brown's a whole other.
That's a whole-
ball
But that's
game.
another
I'm talking about
person.
Nick Cannon.
But
I'm saying how is it a problem if he said I want to have more kids? Why is that a
Nobody's
problem?
saying, but nobody's saying it's a problem for him personally. He's saying the influence on the community is at the end of the day, the knucklehead that doesn't have the same discernment that you and I have to watch this and be like, oh shit, you got a bunch of kids, but you got millions out, fuck it. The other guy be like, well, I'm gonna just keep having them
what I'm saying
because yo, Nick had it. So
No.
it's influencing him.
No. That's what you're trying to. That's what you're trying to throw it onto. What I'm saying to you is, these guys are having those kids regardless. These guys been having. Come on, bro. Folks been having multiple kids all over the neighborhoods forever. This didn't just start. Is what I'm
Right.
trying to say. This has been going on forever. And folks was like, oh, they didn't do that back in the day. Yes, they did. They were doing it in the 50s, the 60s, the 40s. These Joe been having multiple kids, man.
Hold on.
They been talking
They
about
were doing it with their wife in the house.
Hey man, come on, man. This didn't start. Is what I'm trying to say. But y'all trying to condemn this
So the
man for
narrative
something
that he
who's
may
actually
be pushing
taking
is-
care of the kids. He's taking care of them. How was that a problem?
So you saying the reverse of the narrative is saying that if you have a bunch of kids, take care of them.
Bam.
That's
That's what
you're
I'm saying.
Right.
And I think that's the example Nick is showing. I think he's showing if you're gonna do this, this is
Do it
how
right.
you do it.
Right.
Do
Right.
it right.
Okay.
Take care of them.
But the average dude in the hood that is watching this may not be thinking the same way you thinking.
They don't care.
That's the difference.
But there's certain.
Yeah, but that's the difference.
There's certain
And then
people,
that- and
I
then
don't care
that
what
guy-
they see, they just not gonna follow.
And then they out there lying.
But I
they
also-
out there telling this girl, you my only one. You know you my only one.
Right.
You my only one. You know what I mean?
And you
And
my
all of
only
them, and
one.
all of them pregnant. He out there lying like a mug. Niggas telling them, You know I'm not getting married. I got 5 other girlfriends. Keep telling them.
Let me ask you a question. How many kids you got?
3.
3. You personally, physically, you think you'd be able to deal with 12?
Heck no. Know what I want to deal
That's
with 12.
what I said. Thank you.
But that's not his personal
You
decision.
said
That's
me
his
personally,
decision.
Right.
Me personally.
Right.
Now, if I had $100 million,
Okay, yeah.
could I deal with 12?
No, would
Absolutely.
you want to even if you had $100 million?
I would not want to.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I just think that's too much.
Why is it too much?
Personally.
Okay,
I think
personally,
it's
why is it too much?
Because I think it would be difficult based on my personal situation. If I had $100 million, then no. I could do what I want to do. If I had a private jet sitting out there waiting on me, I could do whatever I wanted to do.
You feel like
I can do whatever I want to do.
You feel like you'd be able to still have the same influence.
I would be doing what Nick Cannon doing. Listen, do you want? This is my situation. Either you're riding or you're not. But I'm telling you, this is what it is. I would have no problem being in that situation. I don't want to be married. I've already did that. This and this. I'm telling you what it is. I got 5, 6 girlfriends. Do you want to be with me or not?
Okay.
With $100 million, we'll have no problem.
So the money, saying having the money, right, is gonna allow you, award you the ability to be equally involved in each 12 of their lives.
If that's what
as they're moving along the way and doing other things, you're gonna be able to, as one person, you're gonna be able to be involved.
But why are you even worried about that in his household?
That's important. As
But
I'm saying,
Nick Cannon can come and ask you, how many children do you have?
I got 3.
All right, and he could judge you on how you're raising them and how you spend
Let's
their
ask the
time.
question.
I don't
tell
think-
you how we doing.
I don't think
That's
it's
what I'm
judging.
saying, but he can tell you that.
I want
I don't
to
think
I want
You
to see how
just
he can
said
judge.
that it was a struggle for you and your wife to deal with
Absolutely,
those
to have
three.
them all in activities,
So
to do
the
all of
thing
that.
is, Nick could say, "Listen, man, this is how you could do it."
No, what I'm saying, it ain't the money, because I don't have the money. I don't got no money issue. The problem is
you don't have $100 million.
It ain't about $100 million.
It is.
It's about the time.
That's a difference.
No, it's about the time.
When you
that
have
I
$100 million, you can make your time.
There you go.
Your
That's
time
my
is your
point.
time.
That's my point.
You can say,
I can say I'm gonna work January through doggone
Right.
June, and I'm from July to December. I ain't doing nothing.
You know, we're going. Okay, I'll say this. Let me say this though. Let me say this. Let me say this though. Let me say this. We have so many shows where we talk about black self-love, about black family, and now we're promoting. And this is the only thing I'm getting away from when you co-sign on something. And I'm not saying this. He's probably a great dad, from what I'm hearing, because I just don't follow Nick Cannon. But okay, I'll give it to you. He's a great dad. What I'm concerned about is what I talk about on the show all the time: the underclass, the African American underclass. And when kids grow up, they already see it. But it's almost like when you see somebody that's a star, it's one thing if Pookie got 10 kids, but when you see a star kid, you say, oh man, I see how he's doing it. We've turned into a horror society as a people, okay? It's nothing wrong if you got money, if a woman tricking off. If you got money, tricking off's okay. Okay, so tricking off's okay. And I'm not saying anybody's got a daughter in here. Would you mind your daughter tricking off with Ryan?
I wouldn't want my daughter tricking off at all.
Okay, that's my point. But when we keep on co-signing everything just because there's money involved, or just because it looks flashy, or just because he's given correctly, what happens to societal norms?
But the thing, norms change. Dude, you just sat here
it's
two,
not
3
all
weeks
good,
ago
though.
trying to figure out how to do Instagram. Norms change. It changes.
And I still don't know. That's
And the
what we
problem,
got.
I think
That's why we got a producer.
It's like old school against new school, rap, music, or whatever. The normal has changed.
So the norm is not
And
taking.
there's certain things that we have to actually adapt to.
I'm not adapting to that.
To
Well, that's you.
recognize-
That's you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to
there's certain
adapt.
things- Now, there's certain things that we have to adapt to. I'm an old school hip hop guy, whatever. But there's certain things that you just have to adapt to. I don't even want to say accept, but you have to adapt to and say, all right, it is what it is. I'm going to keep moving in my lane. You can't expect for Nick Cannon to take responsibility for every infected in the hood because they want to follow him.
I'm not
You
saying
can't expect that,
everyone,
man.
but we keep on allowing the narratives to be getting written for us. Just like we talked about how the Jews are involved in rap music, and When gangster rap came out, they promoted it. And I'm just saying, this is no different from gangster rap. I'm not saying he may be the perfect dad, but what I'm saying is when you're championing something that's not quite kosher, okay, just because society's changing doesn't mean it's for the positive.
He's
And
not championing anything, MJ. He's just living his life. He's not championing anything. He's just living his life.
Since you are as passionate of what you're talking about, and this gentleman is as passionate as he's talking about, you get together and get into your community and talk to the children and tell them what is acceptable and what is not and what they should be focused on and looked at. Why are you putting it on Nick Cannon?
I'm
Because
saying anybody that
figure.
accepts the money
Once you
from the
put
community.
once you put yourself,
out there.
and once you're a polarizing figure, once you're out there for public scrutiny, whatever comes out your mouth, whatever your publicist is putting out, that's what you're putting out for judgment, right? So anything that you do, once you get to that level of success at stardom, right? Because you know you want stardom, because you want people to watch you, you're putting yourself in a position for people to judge you. So that's why we having a conversation, right? Me and him, I'm not there. I'm gonna be there one day because I'm the greatest to ever do it. But yeah, we not there, right? So at the end of the day, he's saying that you owe our community something to clear it up a little bit. That's all. Be like, yo, I don't think
all
your
I'm
brother
saying,
should go out there and do
But
it.
he's doing it, and you don't accept where he's doing
Nobody said we don't accept how he's doing it. Nobody said none of that.
But you're judging
What
him.
I'm worried
Same
about
thing, right?
is that
No,
it
it's
become
not.
the norm.
It's not, but you keep saying it's becoming the norm. I'm trying to tell you, it's been the norm. The opposite is kids, the parent, he's taking care of them. It's been the norm. Number one, you said, what if women have multiple kids by both? They do. What are we talking about? They have multiple kids by multiple men. Isn't y'all making it sound like it's just starting? This has been going on. It's been the norm. The difference is he's showing
That he
if
can
you're
take
going to
care
do
of
it,
it.
take care of them. He's showing the different side. Why don't we see that? Why don't we congratulate some? Man, if you're going to have 12 kids by 7 women, good job of taking care of all of them, as opposed to these jokers who are not taking care of them.
And bringing
But
them
they're
together
not
as a
taking
village.
care of them.
Right.
But we're not saying he's
He's not starting a trend,
But
brother.
well, in a sense, we're not saying he's starting a trend. We're not saying yo, kudos to you. I just said that you can have them kids and you can take on them the way that you want to take care of them. 'Cause I can't tell a man how to take care of kids in his household. I can't do that. But at the end of the day, if the average guy that might follow you, he ain't gonna be able to do that because everybody ain't got that same common sense.
You keep saying everybody doesn't follow you, and I'm trying to tell you,
He got
guys who
40 million
guys
followers.
who have multiple kids are doing it. They've been doing it. It just didn't start. And then let me give you another real quick, Teasy. Think about another side of maybe Nick Cannon's thought process, and I don't know, but I can just imagine. Nick Cannon has sickle cell, lupus.
Right? He knows he's gonna die.
He's almost died on a couple of different occasions.
Right, so he's just leaving
So
his
why?
legacy.
So at this point, he's
He's
saying,
making his own donors.
I'm living.
Yeah.
But I'm living
Oh,
my
that was one of the
life.
conspiracy
I'm
theories.
living my life to the fullest.
Okay, so that's
I'm
all right
living
for you.
my life to the fullest, and while I'm doing it, I'm also taking care of all of my responsibilities.
Right.
How do we not congratulate, as opposed to calling this man all kinds of names and act like he's doing something bad? He's living his life. He doesn't know how much time he has to live. Lupus is a deadly, I don't know what you call it, disease or
It's
ailment,
blood.
autoimmune.
Autoimmune
It's blood.
It's deadly. You know what I
Right.
mean, I've known several people who died from lupus.
Yeah.
I got a good friend of mine who used to
My
be
homegirl.
super muscular, man, and now to look at him is you know what I mean? So he's living his life. He's living his life. And that constitutes saying, I want to have as many kids to carry on my legacy because I can afford to take care of them. I can afford to leave them college funds. I can afford to do this. Why we would condemn that? To me, that says more about him than the guys who y'all act like they emulate him. They're not doing it. He's saying this is how you go about it. I think it's just the opposite of what you're saying.
I think he needs to say what you just said.
All right, hold up.
Stop hating.
If he verbalized
There was
it, just say what you just said.
This one brother put, when I made the post today, he had some questions. He said, at what point did it become not okay to have more than 2 or 3 kids? Let me go through all of them first. He said, who determines the correct amount of time needed to be considered as a good father? Can a married father of 9 kids possibly spend enough quality time raising all 9? And who determines the amount of time that it takes? Some of our elders, grands and great-grands, had double-digit children. Was it okay then? if he's happy, the mothers are happy, the children are loved and well cared for,
Yep.
what is the problem?
What's the
Exactly.
problem? What's the problem? And number one, I'm not even
There's
going to
no
answer that
problem.
question. That's a crazy
putting-
question.
Now, some other people, and I get the argument about if a woman had, I get that argument. I do. Because you're right. If a woman had 12 kids by 6 different guys, and either she had money or they had money, the narrative would be different.
Why?
Let's just face it. Because it
Why?
is. Because when a woman has a whole bunch of kids,
No, but why?
when a whole when
Yeah,
a
like
wo-
this.
when a woman has a
Get
whole
some
bunch of
water.
kids by guys, people look at them in a different way. They do.
Why?
Hell,
That's
I
the
don't
same
know why.
reason.
What is? Tell me one of the reasons why you look at them a different way.
The same reason that you look at women and men differently when they date to have multiple partners or
all right.
body counts.
Look
Okay,
upon
but what's
as
the
a- as a
specific
hoe.
reason why you look at her different when she got a bunch of kids? I want somebody to tell me that. Why?
I just said you might look at it. Let's go with this one. Look at it as a hoe.
Okay, she a hoe. So Nick a hoe.
Okay,
So what's the difference?
but it's
He got a
more-
couple $1 million, so she had 50.
Hoe is more. Yeah, you know
What's the
he know what it is.
difference?
You know what it is. Don't nobody call dudes hoes.
Nobody calls us hoes. I was a scumbag. I was a big hoe.
You called yourself a
No, I
scumbag.
got called the hoe. I got called the hoe.
most women,
My baby called the hoe.
But listen, but listen, and you know that
I've
this
been
as a
called the
fact.
hoe.
The chick in your neighborhood that was screwing a bunch of you and your boys.
Of course, she a hoe.
She was
Right.
But you and the other guys that was screwing her wasn't looked upon as hoes. You looked upon as shit. We should have got it.
Okay, but we talking about 12 kids and one person having a
No,
bunch of
we
different
just
baby
talking about sex
fathers,
right now.
and she got
We
50.
talking about
She got
sex.
$50 million,
We
and
just
she
talking
can
about
take
sex.
care of all of them kids.
You just changed it all
No,
in.
this is the
I'm making it-
basic of the conversation.
No, it's not. I'm making it very
No,
basic.
it's not
We're
basic.
just talking about sex.
No, I'm not talking about sex at all. I'm talking about birth of children, 12 children with several
So
different
she's a hoe?
partners.
She's a hoe?
And she got $50 million,
Is she a
$100
hoe?
million
Is
like
she a
Nick.
hoe?
Regardless
Yes or no?
of the hoe.
Yes or no?
Yeah,
Is
she
she
a
a
hoe.
hoe?
She a hoe like Nick is a hoe. But if she got $100 million, does the narrative change? Because she's able to take care of those kids and the baby fathers in their life. Is that okay?
Do you honestly feel
You're not
that
answering my
a
question.
woman? Do you? I didn't say it was okay,
Yes,
but
it's
do you?
okay.
I think it's okay.
It's okay.
If she got,
And that's it. If you feel it's okay, then
it's her body. What do we say she can't?
Who is the singer that has that many kids?
He
She
knows
has
that
what,
the
9 or
narrative
10?
changes.
But then it's,
He
but
know-
it's,
he
if,
knows
you're,
that.
if you're on the same side as Nick, why you not on
Girl
the
from
same side as
Mississippi.
a woman with the
Ashante.
same amount of money?
You know that the narrative
I
changes.
understand.
I think most of those are about
If
the
you're on the
same guy.
same side as Nick,
No.
Do you feel that the narrative would not change?
No.
it should change.
I didn't ask you that. I
Huh?
asked you, do you feel the
I
narrative?
feel it should change.
Okay, cool.
That's what I said. It shouldn't change. So why? Because I'm saying is at the end of the day, this is the basis of the conversation.
So-
Hold on.
Now
So-
say
So
this,
women-
I don't
so
want
you
none of
feel
y'all
You're
talking
feeling
no
right now that
religious
women
shit
and
on
men
the
are
next
held
show.
at the same accountability in black society. If a woman has more kids, has a whole bunch of kids, and a man has a whole bunch of kids.
Listen, I don't accept
Yes
none
or
of
no?
that. This is why I've been saying from the beginning. If you listen to what I'm saying,
You
if
ain't
you have,
saying
I
nothing.
did say
You
that.
going in circles.
Okay, if
Yes
you
or
have
no?
12
Yes-
children,
no,
if you have 12 children,
Yes or
man
no?
or woman,
Yes or no?
right? No matter what it is, no matter how much money you have, the reason why it's going to change is because no one has enough time to be able to do what they got to do with those kids, right? And that's what it is, right? So if it's going to be the same way for a woman who got $100 million and she got 12 kids, 5 baby fathers, right? She got 5 baby fathers. Nick got $100 million. He got a bunch of kids, and he taking care of all his kids. Then what's the difference?
I'm asking you the same thing.
I said there's no difference.
There is no difference.
Right, so there's no difference.
Like I said, Sean be talking in circles, dog. He said what he said, but he's
No,
he's
let's
circled
be-
around like 6 times. So
But
I'm
what
not.
is
I'm
the
not.
difference?
I'm not
Because you just
entertaining
said
it.
that the narrative is
I
going to change.
asked you about hoe and not hoe,
You
and
said
you
the
went
narrative is going to change.
27
Rewind the tape.
times. You went 27 times, so I'm not gonna do that to you tonight because I've learned by looking at the tape that talking with you a lot of times just end up in a circle and you end up making me
I
look
think
like,
that's incorrect.
Two people in the audience want to talk.
Nope, that's
you
incorrect.
end up
on the
making
back
me look
row.
like a damn fool. Not gonna do it. So listen, I think somebody want to talk about the definition of family, what it was and what it is now. Be right back. Give us 3 minutes. Not gonna be long. Be right back.
Yeah, say what you gonna say, man. Okay.
Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic
Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
I need you to lean into the mic. I know you was a little late, so you didn't feel like doing it.
I had too much
Told
rum
y'all,
tonight.
man, this show is live and in color.
Too much rum
So
tonight.
listen, man. Last topic. We're gonna jump to this real quick in regards to family. Do you think that family has changed? The meaning of family has changed from back when to now.
Of course.
Go ahead, give your reason.
Cause ain't no the big reason is they ain't nobody got no morals no more. Ain't nobody held accountable for nothing. You know, it's just a difference. Like, you know, I grew up in a single parent household, so I ain't grew up in a conventional family. But if you look at Little House on the Prairie and you look at all the other stuff, my mom's with my grandmother and all of them, they sat down, ate dinner, chilled out, did what they had to do, took care of their kids. Everybody talked to each other. They knew what each other was about. They knew what their brother was about. Everybody was together. Nowadays, it's to me, it's a free for all. You just do whatever the hell you want.
So you're saying that you grew up without that. So
I
how
grew up
long
without
ago do
dad.
you
I ain't saying I
think?
ain't grow up with what happened?
How long do you think that it changed?
How long?
How long ago do you think it changed?
Once rap music changed.
I can rock with that.
Yo,
I can rock with that.
I mean, it's sad the change that we got right now because we really don't got family. That's why we got all these gangs and these kids is outside looking for family because we ain't got family. They feel like they get more love outside, and once the love is gone, you ain't got nothing no more. Like, you want to go outside and look for it. That's why young ladies go outside, look for it, and have a bunch of different fathers for their kids, and guys is outside wilding out, looking for family and fighting for the wrong reasons.
It has definitely changed. It's not the same. You have moral values have changed. We don't have the legacy of the grandmother and great grandmother and mother passing on wisdom to their children. You have children having children, out partying with them,
Crazy.
and not instilling any morals and any values in them at all.
It's a fact.
Well, and I'll piggyback on that. I mean, I know I go off on it about it, but I think anybody that makes it to a certain level has to reach back. And on most of the shows, everybody's all for Black Power, reach back, help. But when you champion things that erode the baiting values that we do have, I just don't see how it's a plus. And I just think, and I'm not worried about people at this table or somebody with money, but I worry about there's a kid in the hood that didn't have a daddy, barely had a mama, and then now he's looking at something like it's normal, so he's spreading his seed all around. Like, just people that read the Quran, the only thing says, oh, be fruitful. That's the only thing they take from it. And I just think in the long run, it's going to hurt us. In the long run, it's going to hurt us. Morals of an alley cat.
Alley cat. I want to read a comment real quick. Kiki said on the last segment, she said she'd rather have a kid by 4 different men, all 4 take care of their kids, or not giving the same man more than one child when he showed me he wasn't going to take care of the first one. Or giving the same man 4 kids and he ain't taking care of none of them.
Huh?
They call me what you want.
Ho.
Well, damn.
Yeah, I just said it was.
No one said it was.
Is it that they said if she has a bunch of kids with a bunch of different guys and she has $50 million, what's society gonna label them as? You just said that. Y'all just said that.
No, I didn't. I never
What,
said
didn't
that.
you just say that?
I said that society does that. I ain't say that.
You said she's a hoe.
I said that society
You
said
just said
that.
she's a hoe. This is my point. You said
Like
she's
I
a hoe.
said, I'm not gonna do this tonight. Go ahead.
You said she's a hoe.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I promise you. I promise you. It's a circle. Circle. What do you say? I said what I said, and I'm.
You damn right.
I mean, I think family is, definitely not the same, and I definitely agree. It has a lot to do with the infrastructure. The grandparents, the overall infrastructure has definitely changed. But at the same time, I also agree that, there's certain things that have always been a problem within families. You know what I mean? It's like I said, nothing that's happening now is new. There's never, nothing is new. There may be more, I think there's more murders based on the ability, the fact that you have weapons so freely. I think that plays a major role in why there's so many shootings. I mean, there's, the gun population is way more. It's just more of a open thing. Would they have been shooting back in the day if they had guns? Of course they would. They were stabbing each other. You know what I'm saying?
Like in England.
They didn't have, yeah, exactly. They didn't have access to the guns. Now, the access is ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I think society is just, society in general is just at an all-time low. It's just, you know what I mean? So, there's no family structure. That plays a major role. So, sure.
My belief in regards to family, most people look at family as blood. I've always looked at family differently because of the way I grew up. There were people that actually reached into my family and helped raise, helped guide, that type of deal. So in that regard, I do feel that family has changed because we don't have the village anymore. We don't have the candy lady down the street that would stop you from doing certain things. You don't have Mr. Such and Such on the corner that would stop you from doing certain things. So, family, a lot of people look at family and they say it's blood. I look at it differently. I'm not related to Angelo. I look at Angelo as family. You, MJ, for sure, family. You come up here a couple of more times, you're gonna be family. It's and I think that's where it's changed at, is because we don't have the village anymore to actually help. Because let's face it, there are single parents, whether it be a mother or a father, but there's usually a village around, because that mother or father usually has to do some things where they can't actually be there for the child. And then there's that village that can actually help guide that child in the right way. And I think that's what's changed. And it has a lot. There's economic situations, government, everything that lends into that, because, you ask a lot of kids, if you know a lot of kids, just ask them who their best friends are. And usually their best friends is somebody they've known for 2 years. It's not somebody that they've known for 16 years. Somebody that they grew up with the whole time. Because, let's face it, with the economic challenges of today, people move around to be closer to their job, so you're not able to sit in one area long enough so that your neighborhood can actually become a village. That's where I think the whole family thing has changed. We just don't have the village anymore to actually help us, be at the football game when I can't be there, and my boy that was down the street was there making sure that my son did the right thing that he was supposed to do. Now you have, if you actually say something to somebody else's child, it's a fight, which is kind of crazy to me. But, and I said that some of the things we have to adapt to, I still can't adapt to that part. I can't adapt to it. I just moved into an area where I'm actually trying, kids go walking by, actually try and say something to them to get them to, you know, recognize that I'm here, you know, so for guidance or whatever, you know, that type of thing. So that's why I feel that family has changed from now to then.
It's funny that you say that because, like you said, economic structures, government things, and people move around. Like that kind of started when they started shutting down projects, when they started turning neighborhoods into subdivisions, and you know, putting gates around communities and apartment complexes and stuff like that. So that like really created a real, you know, deep separation between, you know, because, you know, people in the hoods, like neighborhoods used to have streets all up through, you know, going, you know, for miles. And, you know, this child, you know, 3 doors down, and then they're all riding bikes together and, you know, stuff like that. So, like, you're definitely on the right track when it comes to, you know, that's really what took the village away. Like, you know, the separation of the public, you know, and turning neighborhoods and streets, you know, blocking them off and separating people. And like you said, you know, you can't even say hi to anybody's child or any, you know, a person without them being offended or being aggressive, because they've separated us and like, you know, caused us to be, have created like, you know, a fear with gates and separation and, you know, so that's, you know, I feel the same way.
You know
Let me
what?
ask you this question.
That's a show, bro. That is a show because, you know, as she said, you, and I know that you can attest to this. Up in New York, there was neighborhood, you know, that you said you was from. Now people will say street that they're from because the neighborhood doesn't count anymore. You know, I could. People say, "Where were you born?" Brooklyn. What part of Brooklyn? I could say Bed-Stuy, but then they have to go all the way down and say where in Bed-Stuy. Back in the days, you said Bed-Stuy, it was known. That was it. Now you have to say, "Oh yeah, Clifton between Bedford and Nostrand." You have to say the street that you was from or the actual projects that you was from. You know, with the projects, you know, they set it up to where people can stay in the projects. They really do. I don't think a lot of people understand that, especially in New York. If somebody passes away, you know, somebody dies, that apartment is gifted to the next of kin to keep you in the projects.
Well, they keep their name on the lease. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they can keep it. Yeah.
It is gift. I know a kid that actually went to jail. He went to prison. He went to prison because he actually stole some stuff from the supply closet in the projects. He went to jail. He went to prison. His mom passed away while he was in prison. They saved the apartment for him. When he got out, guess what he did? He moved right into that apartment to keep that family lineage in the projects.
It's retarded.
It happens.
Stupidest thing
It happens
I ever
all the
heard.
time.
That's so dumb.
And I wouldn't have known it unless I was sitting there and the dude was, you know, he rolled up and he's like, "Yeah, man, I did 10 years. When I came back,
Crazy.
my apartment was waiting on me." I'm like, "What?" Because they wanted to keep the family lineage in the projects. But at least within that at least back in the day, within that projects, you had a village still.
You know what happened though? Once you eliminated the father out of the household and you took real men out of the house, that's when everything fell apart anyway. I just wanted to let you know. Once you took the man out of the whole equation and you took us out of the situation and the women had to become the alpha or whatever the situation, that's when everything just fell apart. Because before you had tribes, chiefs, and you had people that ran the village. So now you don't have nobody in your house running it, and you know, you just got mommy running it, which is not taking away from black women that's holding it down. But idealistically, once you took us out of the crib, that's when everything fell apart.
But the thing I'll say to that,
Because you need us in the house. You need that father figure, that guy, that everything. Once we's gone, that's when everybody just went left.
and I'll agree with you on that. You do need that father figure in the house, but it does not. And when we're talking about with Nick Cannon, when we say that, I don't want anybody to take it that if your father is not in the house, that you can't still end up being a great addition to society. Because when you had the village, because I didn't have my father in my house. No father was in my house. But when I stepped outside of that house, there were people that guided me in the right way. And I promise you, I get what you, I believe that also.
There were other fathers.
But exactly, you had to have, you just need to know, because I don't want nobody to think that we're saying if a father's not in the house, that is destined for that child to run amok, become that, as Ascop says, the infected. If there's a village there, that village will secure and comfort that child, whether it be a boy or a girl, to where they can actually end up being something great in society.
You know what I do think? I think, though, because we got to wrap it up, those villages still exist. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that they should be promoted more. Because I'll give you an example. What I told you the other day, Mike, when I can't go to my daughter's game, what you said you going to do?
Go check out.
That's the same thing we talking about.
Yeah.
So if we promote more of those things, like that's why I just did it, right? Because we promote more of those things, people will see like, yo, there's villages. When there's stuff going on. When I said I might not have been able to make it to the show, Angelo, because I left my daughter game to come to show you what you said. We could have found somebody else, right? That's a village. Yeah. So we got it, but we just not promoting it.
And I'm with you. I'm with you. There's still a form of the village there in support. Me and Angelo have been coaching flag football for what? We're playing and coaching for well over 30 years. Would that be a good number?
Pretty darn close.
And we was actually just looking at a post earlier of a player that played for us played with us and for us back in the day, where he's in Maryland now, and his son is now, he just took a visit to Syracuse. But we look at the support once he posts something. I've looked at it. All of us that knew him and saw his kid come to our games, we actually, and I'm sure that he's showing, yo, remember him? That was back when,
absolutely.
yada, yada, yada. And that is a support that and you're right. I think that there's still a village, it's not just not the village that we had where it was up close and personal, but there's still a village. We got a guy, D-Mac. I go to his son's games.
Yeah.
It's still a village that's there, and you're right.
We should promote it.
We should promote
like
that
I just
more.
had a kid,
we talked about having a show to all the guys that we've actually played with to where their sons are actually doing well.
Promote it.
We need to make that happen.
I'm going to tell you this.
We really need to make
this
that happen.
young man that I helped from my boy's son, when he started playing football in middle school and junior high, from the time he went to middle school all the way till he played for Syracuse, UMass, and everything, I was there every step of the way, right? Right now, he graduated from college with an MBA. He was discouraged. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can't find a job. I'm about to do this. I don't know what to do. He sounded down and out. I said, hold on. Relax. Whenever I call you, I don't want to ever hear that. I got right on the phone with all my boys that's part of Black Wall Street. I got right on the phone with a couple of my other homeboys. They got on the phone. Guess who's mentoring them now? Guess who's going down to all the Black Wall Street stuff? Guess who's going to help this kid? Because we all come together because we brothers. And we said, why would we do it if somebody did it for us? So those things are important. So we still got it, but let's promote it. Okay, I'm done.
I think go Sean, you said what you said right there, man. You said what you said. That's what you said. I like that one, bro. I think you're 100% correct. You know what I mean?
Said.
That it should be.
Well, let me say this real
it should
quick.
be more support.
Let me say this. That's all I'm expecting. See, look at this. Look at this. That's 3 black men that nobody here is worth $1 million, and you're giving back to your community.
Absolutely.
Why is it so wrong to ask a celebrity or somebody that has the ability to change so many lives to speak out? We have to start requiring it of people.
I don't think it's
when you
wrong.
sit up there, how many kids have you coached in your career?
I can't count.
Exactly. That's all I got to
You
say.
just made a post
You prove my point now. You prove my point. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and I won't go backwards on the subject. I just think there's certain situations I think that, we have to be careful on judgment. That's all. I just think we as a people have to be careful on judging, and I think we do that to each other.
That's a fact.
Way more than others do, and I think that hurts us even more because we find ways to pick at our own people. You know what I mean?
That's right.
For doing good. We'll find ways to just pick at them, and we see it all the time. And you know, they'll bring up certain people, and they'll put out a certain, you know, thing or whatever, and then we run with it.
Yep.
And they just sit back and just watch us destroy our own. Yes. And that's what I be trying. That's what I be conscious of is, hey, listen, we have to stop destroying our own because that to me puts out even worse example. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And I think that, you know, when we look at, you know, the communities and things of that nature, I think historically, the older you get, you always look back and say the other generation is so much worse. I think our parents said their generation, oh, you guys are just running them up. I'm sure their parents said, oh, you guys are just running them up. I just think this is what happens in time. It's just a course of time. Everybody thinks their generation was the better one, and the one came after them is going to hell in a handbag. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's just how things. That's just a circle of life. You know what I mean? So that's why I always be like careful and conscious of the judgment part. Like, whoa,
like
slow down, stop.
That's why I think
Judging them.
The
Yeah, that's why we should
adaptability,
leave
we have to
Kanye
be able
alone.
to adapt to it. You know what I'm saying? Be able to adapt to it and move forward with it in a positive way. You have to be able to adapt to it. We're not bringing him in tonight. We're not bringing in that dude with them ugly sneakers. We're not doing it tonight.
See?
They ugly.
What just happened?
They ugly.
You see what just-
They ugly. That's not a
These
judgment.
joints is hot.
They might be hot,
Oh,
but they
man,
ugly in the
some
mother.
Joints is tough. Stylish. We
All right,
outside.
man. Go over with that top 5, homie.
Hey, top five tonight. Came from Ascot.
Albums that you could do for the
Top
listen to.
5. I remember that one, man. The top 5 albums. Top 5 albums that you can listen to throughout. You can listen to the entire album without cutting, not skipping, nothing. Top 5 albums you can listen to straight through.
All right, I'll do. Go
for
first.
it.
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Let's see. Purple Rain, Prince. R. Kelly, 12 Play.
Nice.
Hey, I mean,
Nice.
I'm gonna rock with it. Let's see. Prince, Dirty Mind. Cameosis.
Cameo what?
Is Cameosis?
Cameosis.
Yeah, Cameosis.
Name.
Yeah, I'm probably mispronounced, but Cameosis.
R. Kelly 12 play. Well, I appreciate you just breaking that ice.
Hey, if he didn't, I was.
Oh, boy, what you talking about? Period.
Period.
I got 2. I got 2 Kellys in mind.
It's undeniable.
I got 2 of them in mind. Everybody Googling.
Yo, word. That R. Kelly joint was
You
there.
good? You good, Sean?
Yeah, I'm always good. I got them in my head.
You outside.
Because we outside, bro. We outside. That's what we do. We outside. So here we go, right? First album, Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z. Listen, the whole thing. I can listen to everything on that joint. I can let Jay-Z got to be in there. You got to put in, that R. Kelly joint. I listen to that all the time. Yo, Usher, right?
Yeah.
That Usher joint, whenever you messing up, you be like, these are my confessions. Oh, that joint right there hit your soul, right? How much I did so far?
The whole album.
That's 3.
The whole album.
Okay.
Yeah, because he keep
That's
telling
3.
himself throughout the whole album, and you be like, damn, I can't tell myself, or did I do something? So then, yeah, I always feel like, yo, am I cheating? I'm not, okay. But the next one, right? Yeah, throw me off. But one of the Whitney Houston joints, all her joints, I can listen to for the whole thing, right? And the best album of all time that I can listen to for the whole album is Biggie Smalls' Ready to Die. I can listen to every song and don't gotta change not one of them. And my honorable mention is, y'all should all go listen to it so you can hear that this brother been on this from the beginning, is Kanye West College Dropout. You'll be able to listen to every song on that album and be like, this dude been on this for a minute. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I'll give you that. For sure.
Not ready?
Not ready.
Okay.
Oh, and Bob Marley.
D. Wayne, what you got?
Oh, okay.
Let me get some of this.
Number 5. I'm gonna stick to Atlanta. We're gonna go Goody Mob Soul Food. Number 4. He said it already. Usher's Confessions. Number 3. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna do something different. Outkast Akumani. Number 2.
Aquemini was a good one.
Wow. Jeezy,
That joint
Trap
made
or
me
Die.
smile.
Know it word for word. And last but not least, dang, what am I? Okay, something new. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. Yes, the best album out right now.
All right.
You got it. You got your 5?
Mike, get his microphone.
There's one right next to her.
Oh, okay.
She got 2 now.
I never do them in order. I just. Okay, so what is it? Top 5 albums?
Listen to the whole album.
Nina Freelon, Better Than Anything.
I got to type your stuff down because you on some different stuff. Because I might want to listen to these.
Like Amy Whitehouse.
Bobby McFerrin, Vocabularies. Yeet. I don't know the name of his latest album, but he's a white guy, rapper. Yeet. Y-E-A-T. It's kind of like futuristic electronic rock hop, kind of.
Wow. A lot.
Playboy Cardi, Whole Lot of Red. Was that 4? 4 and Drake's album before his last, the one the house music joint. Remember the name of it? The one before the one he just came out with 21 Savage.
Drake had a house music joint out. I told you it's hard for me to rock with Drake, but I might look for that.
Well, I just put you on. So
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Look it up.
It's hard for me. He's Nickelodeon. It's hard for me to rock
That's
with.
it.
God, hey, he be in a wheelchair. Like he on the ground.
I know the Millennium Coalition got a couple of them.
You have to announce yourself, sir.
How you doing? Millennial Coalition here. Starting with number 5, the Heat is on, Isley Brothers.
Nice.
Outkast, Love Below. Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation, 101. She already know. Wake Up to It. Masego, Pink Polo, EP.
Ooh,
And
boy,
my
my
number
wife
1 is
gonna love
Childish
that one.
Gambino because of the internet.
I could tell he was a teacher. Nobody ain't gonna fail his class.
That
They not gonna argue, talk back. They ain't calling their parents.
Well, that Masego, my wife is crazy about that Masego. Yeah, he's dope. Yeah. I'm sorry for
Who?
this to it. Masego.
I know that
Dope.
is.
He's dope.
On behalf of the Millennium.
Okay, so Always and Forever Be Bodyguard soundtrack. Pink Friday, from the first note to the last. I Am Sasha Fierce. Anytime Brian McKnight, and The Real Thing Jill Scott.
Okay. All right.
Ooh-wee.
Got your Google on, young lady? You good? You ready? You getting your
I
Google?
don't know the albums I have.
I know you're just thinking of a song. You trying to Google it, see what album it was
I
on.
got some Caribbean ones. Spiral.
I know. I'll just give the artist. I have a Sade.
I knew that was coming sooner or later.
Always Love Phyllis Hyman.
Mm-hmm.
People Bryson. Luther Vandross. And who's next? Oh, Prince.
Big Luther.
Both.
Big Luther.
Combined Luthers.
Big Luther.
Came from
All
the
right.
stomach.
Wow. Southern Cadillac playeristic. What is it? Playeristic
Cadillac
music.
Cadillac music.
Front to the End, that really introduced me to the Southern. I mean, I was already listening to Southern music, but that really introduced me to it. Outkast, yeah, for real. Biggie Smalls, for sure. Ready to Die. Front to the End, real. Man, Jigga is in there. I'm trying to figure out which one. There's so many that I could listen to Jay-Z's. I'm going to go with Blueprint 1. Yeah, go with Blueprint 1. Purple Rain. What is that? That's 4? Of course, number 1 has to be.
Well played.
No. The Night I Fell in Love with Luther Vandross. I told you, boy, that thing there got that told me if a woman was ready or if she was not. 'Cause this was back in the day of the auto reverse.
Not the auto reverse.
A lot of young folks understand that. This was a cassette tape, and it was white. I played it so much to where there was no more words on it. When that auto reverse hit, if her bra wasn't off, it's time to call the cab. Time for her to go.
You worried about the bra?
I got the bra off. The rest is coming off. I got the bra. If I got the bra off, the rest is gonna come off. But that song right there, oh, bro.
So forget the panties.
Oh, I had the red light up in there the whole night. You know,
wow.
Honorable mention.
Keith Sweat.
I got 2 of them. Babyface.
I forgot about that.
Babyface.
Low.
And we good?
All right.
Straight.
Oh, nah,
Yeah,
it ain't
we
happen
pause.
again.
No, we can't. We wrap
But we wrapping it up now, so we about to go out. We about to go out. Ben gonna make sure the car's all right. Yeah, he gonna make sure everything good.
Yo, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben. Because I got to make sure my car right.
But
No, we good. No cars. No
yeah,
problems.
yeah. But that honorable mention would be Babyface, that Whip Appeal joint. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that as an honorable mention. Angelo gonna hit me with another. It's an Earth, Wind, Stepping in the Name of Love is R. Kelly, that joint. The 12 play was hot, but that's Stepping in the Name of Love because I like the step. You know, that one.
Steps aside, step and step.
Yeah,
Step
yeah.
in the name of love.
Or the Chocolate Factory. There's so many with
Name
R.
of
Kelly.
love.
I don't want y'all to think bad of me, but yeah, I'm an R. Kelly fan. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know.
Anita Baker, Rapture.
Yo,
Keith Sweat, my honorable mention.
from the front
Nobody, baby.
front to the back. Front to
one
the
more.
back.
On down, love,
I know he was finished. That's why.
Yeah, I'm done.
baby.
All right, number 1 got every Stevie Wonder.
Oh shit.
Earth, Wind and Fire. Barry White, that's one of mine. Luther. Frank Sinatra. Honorable mention, Chicago, Hall & Oates. Jim Croce, I guess how you pronounce it.
Hey, number 1 be coming with it, though. Frank Sinatra. Number 1 come with it.
Frank.
He got R. Kelly, Well Play, Usher Confessions, T.I. Trap Music, Escape, Traces of My Lipstick, and Lauryn Hill, Miseducation.
This
My
one.
operating
Long.
pick, Andrea Bocelli. Okay. All right. I have Purple Rain for sure. Barry White's Greatest Hits.
Mm-hmm.
You say your go-to. Barry White was my go-to. Had that same red light. But Barry White, when that voice got to talking,
Yeah.
it's over with.
Isaac Hayes too.
Hey, baby.
Isaac Hayes.
Nobody's alone.
Oh shit, Superfly.
Superfly.
Yeah, how about that?
Barry.
And then my boy Babyface, that Whip Appeal, that whole joint was the bomb. And then I got my man Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Ooh.
All Eyes on Me was my joint. And as always, when it comes to music, my goat always finds his way somewhere in there.
My radio. My radio.
Hey man, radio was number 2, but I'm Bad. That I'm Bad album was
Mike.
That was my joint.
Yeah, that I'm Bad was dope.
That was my joint.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You saying Rawls or Ross?
Rawls.
Okay.
LS, yeah.
Like Lou Rawls, J Rawls.
There's a lot of J's. Yeah, there's a lot of J's. Oh, okay.
Oh man, I forgot about Guy. When she said the
Yeah,
instrumental.
Guy was a bomb. I don't know
She
about the
said
whole album. You know, Luther's on my outside. I like Guy. I like Guy. I just don't know about the whole album. That's all. They had like 5-6 cuts that, back, you talking about the rewind days.
I would have said Jodeci,
recording.
but Jodeci had about 3 songs on the album that was whack.
What about Tyrese?
What about? Look, what about it?
Hey, but
You can sing though, Crybaby though.
but that one album he had, not this lab, but the one before that, man. That one, I can't remember the name of it. But
The Tyrese joint.
Hey, he had one that was.
Yo.
The one.
But nobody like Keith Sweat.
He Sweat be an honorable mention.
Yeah. Sure. Nobody, baby. Why?
Hey, and
Shalimar.
yeah, Shalimar. Yeah, that's good. The best of Shalimar, boy. Ooh.
Nobody likes Shaq album?
And let me,
You don't like Shaq album?
and I'm gonna tell you something. All that I mentioned, I actually have those on wax where I can hear the crackle.
Black Rose. Tyrese Black Rose.
Black Rose.
That Black Rose,
Yeah.
I can listen to that whole thing.
Yeah.
That Black Rose go hard.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you,
That's 2015.
my wife
That
will
one,
tell
that was
you
that
'cause
whole album was awesome.
2 albums that gets on her nerves: the best of Teddy Pendergrass and Superfly.
Superfly.
I can listen to it. I mean, I test my music whenever I hook everything up on my turntable up. Superfly.
Yeah, we needed a top 10 because we forgot.
It got to be the record. It can't be the CD. It's got to be the record. You know, when you drop that needle,
They put the penny on the top.
that
You got a little penny you put on the top?
nickel. Got to
You
have a
use a
little.
nickel?
Need a little weight on it. Need a
Yeah,
little weight on
nickel.
it. Got to drop the nickel on it so that thing
Yeah.
goes. Pop. And then that music pop in. Oh man, that is such a soothing time. Don't mess around. Let me have some weed.
It's
It's
over.
over. What about
Matter of fact,
Babyface?
that's my Wednesday night. I said Babyface.
You said Babyface?
Yeah. That's my Wednesday night tomorrow night. Superfly and a joint. I know people don't know about joints. That's stuff, weed that you roll in actual white paper. I don't do the blunts. That's my win. No, I got something to do tomorrow night. That's my Thursday night. Yep. Superfly and the joint. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Andrea Bocelli.
I like that.
Say you cigar smoker, put on Andrea Bocelli. Good deal. Paula, where can they find you?
Oh, they can't.
They can't?
No.
All right.
You know what?
Say no more.
You're the first. You are the first. You will always be remembered. We can't find me because you know what? I don't need you to find me. That's what it is.
Hilarious. You outside?
Oh, yeah, it's my turn. All right. usually not first, but listen, we outside. So we gonna be outside this Thursday. I'm at the Ground and Pound, my once a month out in Alpharetta. But you already know where we at each and every Tuesday is right here at the Uptown Comedy Corner for $5. You can't beat that. I want everybody in here to pull up because we needed y'all here tonight. But don't worry about it. It was packed. Let everybody know that. We gonna make sure we in the building each and every Tuesday for $5 funny, hosted by yours truly, me. All right.
Next week, y'all got a birthday celebration, right?
I hope so. Yup, we got 5 birthdays celebrating next week. Everybody pull up. Gonna be 1,000 people out here. So come early so you can get a seat.
There it is. $5, man. $5 menu, $5 drinks.
Recession proof.
Can't beat it.
Woo, Uptown.
The 15th is today. So you should have $5 left over by next week.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe 20.
Yeah,
$5 to get in, $5 to get you a drink, $5 to get you some food, and get you that second drink. There it is.
Can't
Come on
beat
through.
that.
That's $20, man.
25, 30.
Hey.
I keep telling you.
Hey.
And we outside.
Fellas, I'm trying to put you up on game.
But one thing I gotta tell
you
you
don't need a
about,
credit card, hopefully.
one thing I gotta tell you about, we outside, we coming out with the clothing, but remember, we outside and the back gonna say working, because we outside working, okay? Just understand, we ain't just outside, we working. I just want to say that. I'm hyped. I'm sorry.
As a cop, what you got, brother?
Not much. I will say this. If you do reach any level of success in your life, reach back and help somebody. It's not about once you become a public figure or once you put yourself out there, realize that there's young brothers that don't have and sisters that don't have a dad or don't have a mom or may just be lost. They're watching you. So put forth your best effort and take the time. That's the only thing I hesitate. If you made it on our backs, give back.
So, I want to start off by just saying, rest in peace to them brothers, them young brothers in the University of Virginia, shot and killed. Guess what? Yesterday, day before yesterday. Now
Day before yesterday.
Time just be flying so
Sunday
fast.
night.
I'm losing track.
Sunday night.
All three
But that's a sad story. 3 young black men killed at 20 and 21 years old, and killed by another young black man at 20 years old.
And 2 others wounded.
Yeah, and 2 others wounded. All these guys, it's scary, man, when you got your kids in college and, you send them out for a better education, send them out to live their dream, and their lives are taken off of, no matter what the scenario is, it's senseless violence. Whatever that young man was going through, it's just a shame that the necessary help wasn't found. There was a report that he had a weapon, and, they were supposed to have been following through, but apparently wasn't enough follow through. So another sad story, he had parents. His father interviewed yesterday and said he was, being bullied. But he hadn't talked to his son in a month, so I don't know how standard that is when your kids go away. Mine are in college, and I couldn't dare go a month without talking to him.
Period. Period.
You know what I mean? So
Imagine 12.
Period.
Imagine 12. But just imagine 1. You know what I mean? When you say that, imagine 1. You still didn't talk to your son in a month. Not blaming the father, but I'm just saying it's just a sad case. But rest in peace to those brothers, man. And again, it goes back to the fact of mental health is real. Folks have to seek the proper guidance. And if there's any truth to the bullying, that stuff is real. You don't ever know what somebody's breaking point is. So we've all seen kids get bullied before. In college life, and somebody gets picked on for whatever reason, and people don't know how to let up. And but anyway, it's just sad to think about. It's scary. It's extremely scary. Because you don't send your kids off for that. And those parents got to bury their sons. Which is just another tragedy in itself. So, anyway, I just want to say, mental health is real, folks. You know what I mean? And seek help. And if you see folks doing this bullying, man, you're saying the people being responsible and the giving back and things of that nature, we need to realize those scenarios as well. Because that junk is just unfortunate. So, anyway, the runoff is coming up soon next month. Make sure y'all vote. That's all I got.
Piggybacking off of that, man, yes. There are young people being bullied daily. But some of these young people actually make it through it and become adults, and they're still getting bullied. When we talk about bullying, we talk about it as a young person's disease or occurrence, but it happens in the adult world also. So, we need to watch that. Keep your eyes open for that type of thing, because there's grown people out here right now that's being bullied that sometimes we look at it as jonesing, joking, bullshitting, shooting the shit, whatever you want to call it. But there's grown people that's been bullied from a young age to where now they're at an older age and they hit their limit. The occurrence in Virginia, I'm still reading up on it and catching up on it. It's kind of crap. I've seen a whole bunch of different reasons. I've heard about the bullying type of stuff, but it just made me think about, again, we coach grown men, and we joke around with grown men, a lot. You just don't know what somebody's breaking point is, so you need to watch yourself in regards to that. ATL's hottest, I think this is the last week to vote. Uptown Comedy Corner, DJ Ant Love, Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Too much wrong.
Yo, if you don't win this best hottest person or whatever, we're gonna get you a plaque, because you've been talking about this for a long time.
Hey man, need them votes.
What are they voting?
Need them votes. Need them votes, man.
Who are the other couples?
Look for my name. Just
Who are
James
the other
Thompson.
couples?
Just keep on
Just
doing
him.
it.
You just gonna vote for his couple. That's it.
Vote for me and my wife as ATL's hottest couple. We actually
I'm buying a plaque.
defending champion.
We gotta know who's in the running.
We did it. We did it last year. we rocked it last year. Should have rocked it the year before. I'm not going to talk about that.
So you're
but,
not gonna tell me who's in the running?
huh?
You're not gonna tell me who's in the running?
Everybody else doesn't even matter.
Yeah, we gonna put him on
James
plaque.
and Kaya Thompson, Jasper and Casper. Vote for it.
Write that down, Mike.
James Thompson, just vote for all of those. Like I said, the podcast, Uptown Comedy Corner, the hottest DJ is Ant Love from Uptown Comedy Corner. My play coming out January 8th. Shell of a Man. 7 black men talking about issues that's actually affected the lives of the people around them. Unscripted play, so if you've seen it before, come see it again, because every time you see it, it's something different. Can't really talk about the other show that I'm about to be in. The play that I was telling you guys about last week, had to pause on it because one of the cast members actually passed away suddenly. Prayers out to that cast, because that cast were friends before the play. So, prayers out to the cast of God Guys. It's dope. That play is seriously deep. So, in your prayers, just say prayers for the God Guys cast, for real, because they're going through it. Other than that, man, that's going to do it.
Yeah, rest in peace to 4 Idaho college students. There was 4 Idaho college students found dead as well. I heard about that too.
Damn.
The violence is crazy, man. It's not fighting no more. It's pick up a gun and shoot. I don't even know if kids can fight anymore. I'm seriously, I don't know if people even know how to fight.
Not one-on-one
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't know if people know how to fight anymore.
My son couldn't now. Put him in boxing, and we sparring, and it didn't go well, so I had to put him in punishment. I said, I'm your father. Like, it was bad. All right.
He beat you
Show's
up.
over. He ain't beat nothing.
He beat you up.
He ain't beat nothing. He just caught a couple licks, and I said, all right, this ain't gonna work out. We ain't fighting no more. Then I grabbed him, and I said, what you want to do? He like, this ain't boxing. Nah, but he caught me a couple times. And my wife was like, stop the fight. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna kill him. Okay, sorry.
All right, man. That'll do it. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
And we out. You dig?
Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.